Yeah, actually, could someone please just tweet at Celsius and tell him that? Thank you so much.
We already did. That's actually a real tweet I made. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the final fan or fraud here. This NA bias is ridiculous. Less is the best player in the world. Loud greater than NA. Cry more Sentinels fan. Or B. We spent all the offseason winning, and now we're gonna spend all VCT season losing. Let's go!
Let's go.
I think B is the fan, and that is coming straight out of like a.
Is that a Sentinels or a Loud fan?
Valorant America, sei
I
guardato?
think it might be both.
Stai guardando?
Yeah, Loud didn't win anything.
So you said B is the fan?
B is the fan.
I'm split. I'm going A.
We're splitting again.
A is the fan. A is the
find the
fan.
You don't even know the meaning of the word.
Oh, come on, man. I'm
You're
terrible.
one, right?
Honestly, all I do is just hold L's. I held an L yesterday.
Ma il lungo che è collegato e non si sente? C'è o...
Oh, look
Cosa?
at that. There you
Yeah, they'll love you.
go. I have to say,
Prince che c'è,
you
che è
know,
collegato ma non
we
si
need more of
sente.
this. You need to give me, we need more tweets. We need more content. You guys got to get out there and
Tweet at
No,
us.
Prince non
tweet
c'è.
at us or just say
As
some
direct as
absurd
Actually,
things.
it's called a post.
Frigolino, come stai, caro?
Well, we still have a few more minutes before the match starts up
Prince
here.
non c'è.
So let's just go ahead and take a second to kind of like take a step back and really talk about these two
Ciao
teams.
capitano.
Holistically.
Buonasera
And as a
ragazzi,
matter of
buonasera,
fact, I did
buonasera.
get word that Pix and Ban
Ora andiamo a
already
vedere
announced, so
quel game di
let's go to that,
professionisti.
because our coaches are prepared. Let's see where
Di
we're gonna be
Valorant, poi
playing
vabbè,
and where
magari
we're headed today.
Awesome.
mi appassiona, ma è un game veramente bello questo.
Le mappe.
And
Dai.
Sentinels will be team A and Loud will be team B. So Sentinels, you have ban 1.
Ban Icebox.
Banno
Sentinels ban
Icebox.
You have second ban.
Breeze.
Loud bans Breeze. And you'll pick first map.
Pick split.
Preso.
Sentinels pick split. And which side? Loud pick attack. And which map would you like?
Ascent.
Loud pick ascent. And would you like attack or
Bind.
defense?
Defense.
Bene ragazzi, bene,
Sentinels
bene,
pick
bene.
defense.
Voi come la
And
cavate?
then you have one more ban.
E
Yeah.
carichi?
Breeze.
And
You have Bind, Lotus, and Set.
ban Lotus.
Sentinels ban Lotus.
Lotus bannata.
And what would you like to ban?
Bind
Au.
bannata.
Loud bans
Au.
Bind.
Vai, non ho bannato.
And the decider map will be Sunset.
Sentite?
Would you like attack or defense?
Sì che ti sentiamo.
Sunset.
Lo senti, Metz?
Select attack.
Sì.
So just
Sì, ma
to
dove...
Sentinels ban Icebox, Loud ban Breeze.
Frigolino,
Dove
no,
sei?
Prince
Sulla
Take
palla.
attack. Loud descent.
Prince
Sentinels
non
take
c'è.
defense.
Sta riposando
Sentinels ban
che
Lotus, Loud
stanco, è
ban
stanco.
Bind,
Vado stamattina qualche ora da Roma.
and then Sentinels
Weekend
pick attack.
lungo.
Best of luck today, boys.
Però va bene, dai, anche lui sta bene, bene. Voi come state? Siete in
Sì, ma
forma?
deve ancora iniziare.
We see the series
Guarda
play out.
con
Last
voi,
match,
sarò zitto.
Sunset, if we potentially get there. What do you make of this, Ender?
I mean, I would
Hanno
love to
scelto
see
le
the
mappe
Sunset
adesso.
actually come on in. I am really
Che come ai vecchi
interested primarily in
tempi,
this
mamma
split
mia,
pick
come ai vecchi
first,
tempi.
mainly because I think
Comune
with all the
Sunset è
people
veramente
are
interessante da
playing
vedere
this
come
high,
come
it's
se la
so
giocano.
bad. Like it's a lot harder to bring in
Sunset
like a
è nuova.
Fade or a Sova, for example.
Ascent,
non si
Split
sente
e
niente,
Sunset.
I would love to see
Dai, voglio vedere Tanzetta
Argos
che
Gaming
spacca
power
tutto.
duo return to some roots here, maybe minus the Fade, but
Uno di
getting
voi
those-
mi
those
streama
raised
su
breach counts
Discord
and
quello che
being
state
able to see.
guardando.
Sentinels were
Eh,
off-season.
Sì, Adri.
Considering not
They're
running
always
default
making
comp
tweets
on
in
a
the
set.
offseason.
Okay, they're always
perché
saying that.
se
But
no
they said they
vi-
weren't going to run default comp
Io
on a
cacchio
set.
Figello
And I think there
bedtime.
is real potential
Vai, vai.
to try something out.
Do
maybe.
you think
Fra?
by doing that they have now baited Loud into picking Loud? Like you're not picking
Guarda dove cazzo sei in
default
macchina che stai
comp,
parlando
LOL.
da...
Know a thing or two
Sono
about
sulla
picking
rumpa
default
che
comp.
sto lavorando.
Ah, stai lavorando? Ma ti sembra modo di lavorare con i assistenti nel control loud?
Certo, siete primi.
Bello schifo, complimenti. Non ci deve essere anche Simo che doveva venire giù? Sto prendermi anche cosa da mangiare, intanto arrivo, eh.
Va bene. Io aspetta che spengo qua perché non si capisce una minchia. Diva.
Ma ragazzi, questo va.
Ma te vedi bene? Ma c'hai le cuffie?
Vedo da Dio. No, c'ho Bluetooth della pala.
Ah, ok. Perché ti si sente, sembri Aaron Croffio.
No, per forza, ho Bluetooth una pala, Dio cazzo.
Oh, però va da Dio,
Ho il portatelefono, ce l'ho lì davanti, vedo che si spara con la sheriff e via.
Sei perfetto, Dio.
Ma basta.
Hai visto? Vai a letto? Va bene. Ciao.
Poi là.
Quanto ci metto? Ehi, qua ce l'avremo fino alle 2 di notte.
Alle 4, dai, aspettate in questa colazione.
E Mez, c'è anche Mez che è dal lavoro, eh? È dal lavoro, saluto Mez.
Ciao Mez, cosa ridi?
Ciao Ila.
Ciao.
Dai, mi la situazione. Però,
Sì, anche a me per non piangere.
cioè,
Ma te sei al lavoro davvero?
Sì, sono sulla pala. Non posso fare un video perché sto usando il telefono.
Non ho parole.
È bellissimo, dai, faccio 2 chiacchiere almeno. Hai finito mare fuori?
Sì, io adesso.
Caps non mi ricordavo
No.
questa voce. Cambiata in 5 secondi?
Sì, Davide ha fatto la trasmutazione del sesso.
Chi è Davide?
Chi è Davide?
E da prendere girato, sono tornato, ha cambiato completamente voce, ha fatto l'operazione instant.
Hai sentito che voce femminile che ho?
Sì. Beh, ciao Illa, grazie.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Buon mattino, grazie.
Hai visto il tuo socio, Mez?
Chi è il tuo socio?
Di
No.
Milano.
Ah no, non ho fatto caso. Ero un po' contento sulla vettura, stavo cercando di lavorare anche. Io sono una pala dentro una ceramica.
Carichi una tramoggia, finisci dentro.
Dico un colpo, riesci a prendere. Ah, cinesino. Eccolo lì, il testone.
Dio.
Sente. Ma chi sono stasera?
Loud contro i Sentinel.
No, bella cazzo.
È una gran bella partita, secondo me.
Minchia, è un Inter Juve, cazzo.
Meglio.
Come se fosse un Inter Juve.
Guardalo qua, beh.
Guardalo.
Nuestro primer enemigo es Sentinels. Ese
La
año
testa.
ahora él está un refuerzo que es
Dio,
lo
ce ne
Jean
sono
Petit,
alcuni che
es
sono
un
bruttissimi.
un GL molto
Sono
buono.
belli di
Dovrebbe essere forte
Hai
questo
visto?
qua, eh.
Hai visto la foto che ho mandato, Mez, di quel bambino lì? È il nuovo idolo di Adrian.
Minchia, ma ragazzi, ma... Adesso stavo guardando Sinatra. Sai chi è Sinatra? È un giocatore, è un streamer. C'è tipo 6-7 mila persone in live che lo guardano ogni volta. E stavo giocando. A un certo punto poi cerco Valorant di cercare sto cazzo di watch party. E questo bambino, c'è da 16 anni Radiant. Perché vado a vedere giocava contro Sinatra. Allora ci siamo messi io taps a guardarlo.
Gioca a petto nudo. A
Petto
petto
nudo col
nudo.
buff.
Wow, dai. È Radiant.
Sì.
Con i primi peletti. Sì, sì, quello c'era. Oh, eccolo.
Eccoli. Pensa quando sarai di Adri anche tu.
Guarda Nzeta, siamo uno sfigato,
primo.
diciamo, che cazzo
È
arriva
il
questo?
primo, vai, il tuo pupillo.
Di sicuro ho scopato più di che tutti questi messi insieme. Almeno quella
Quello è poco, ma
situazione-
quello è poco ma sicuro.
Spero, perché sennò ti ho preso male.
L'ultimo destra è messo male.
Io poi.
Guarda che roba.
Ah, dove sei stato il tempo per fare da non sotto?
Ma questo, mamma mia, guarda che roba. Guarda che disagio. Ma sta telecamera devono ficcare anche su quel buco del culo, fai capire. E guarda che cerca di inficarsi, di fare.
Ma dai, messo il telefono sotto carica, va. Che va, figa.
Hanno cambiato tutti.
Allora lo teniamo per i senti.
C'era
Io...
Aspas, ma non c'è più.
Dove cazzo è andato Aspas?
Non lo so.
Che poi Aspas non è spagnolo.
Sì.
No, è brasiliano o argentino.
Forse brasiliano, sai?
Comunque,
C'è-
dobbiamo pensare che tutti questi sono 500 volte ricchi 500 volte più ricchi di noi.
Sì.
Beh, tranne che Steve.
Sì,
Beh.
beh, tranne che sì.
Organization's about to take the stage with 10 of the best players in the world set to clash against one another in what is surely going
Ah, comunque hanno delle facce più bei uomini comunque, eh. Che bellissimi sono.
Sono virili al massimo.
Porco Giuda. Ma questo si ricade la figa proprio sui piedi.
Attenzione. Tenz si è tolto la felpa,
Vedere
Ah, ma ha detto certo che quella festa è qui che ci diverte. Ovviamente con il gelato però.
Perché?
non c'è neanche sbrogliare le cuffie, guarda. Che forte.
Capelli si chiama questo? Peli? 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 Come stai, Manzettino? Come ci fa la tua età ancora dove questa?
Peli, hanno peli.
Peli.
Peli. Pelis deck.
Cioè, cosa manca a noi per essere come loro?
Gli
Parte il
occhiali.
monitor di 40.
10 anni in meno, per esempio.
Cioè, le mani saranno uguali.
Ha voglia.
Ah, le mani. Le mani secondo me non c'è gran differenza.
Con la connessione, esatto.
Loro c'hanno la connessione, sì.
Ah, con il lato. Allora, il
Sono
ping
già pronti.
Cioè, loro il ping ce l'hanno fermo, sì. Danno i server dietro la schiena.
Già pronto. Ma qua spoilerano dove sta andando. Ma hanno detto la tua età ormai. Perché ancora tu? Sei ancora operativo? Ciao Coco. Che vi devi pronti stasera, che bello vedervi ragazzi, che bello. Una rimpatriata.
A un
In un
centimetro
qualcosa
ci
che
sono di quelli che
probabilmente
ci
non
sono
capirete,
fuori
ma
dentro.
comunque
Ho
la
capito dove
chat,
tengo il
importante
mouse.
molto la chat.
Cioè, perché io se alzo il mouse lo tengo lì, se tocco il monitor. Che cazzo fa?
Ma ce l'hanno più alto?
Oh, non riesco a capire. Questo sta di fianco, ad esempio. Gioca molto indietro, gioca quasi col polso.
Sì.
Strano,
Ourselves the agent select. Let's see what we end up getting. I think, for a lot of us, we know what Sentinels are going to bring to the table for the most
Second
part
touch.
here.
Omen.
What is Loud going to do?
Omen?
Yeah, I mean, that will be the
Omen.
question. First things first, we see 10s on the Omen. The Omen and the KO is mostly what he was
Ah,
playing with
dai,
in those off-season events. And on
Chewy's on the
Split,
Omen.
it
No,
makes
Icebox l'hanno bannata, è Ashen.
Bannata.
Less, I think, is the telling pick. What he is on, I believe will end up defending.
Okay. Yeah, I do quite like this because this.
Ah, sono sempre schiaffi. Faccio le ranked adesso ho visto su Warzone. Come funzionano adesso? State facendo le
So
ranked?
now the question is, who
Minchia,
picks this
doppio
up?
smoker.
Zine or QCK? Huh?
Ma devono piccare uno per squadra?
No, hanno già piccato loro.
No.
Stanno facendo vedere i pick. Sì, sì.
No!
Minchia, c'è anche Steve, ragazzi. Anche loro da Blue Smoker.
Sì, uguale per ora.
Perché adesso uno può vedere l'altro, però, Dai.
Ah, sta piccato, sta piccato.
Okay, and we get the Rays pick that's locked through, and I believe that will be for Zekin, and now the question that we're all waiting for. What is
Breach.
Breach okay for Commonsine? So then,
Ma sei fuori Genova del Breach, penso che debba essere come funziona? Io non ho ancora capito come
Doppio smoker, doppio iniziato.
Io so, beh, qua c'ho le classificate, ma questo gioco è diverso. Vedi come funziona la classificata? C'è sempre la modalità con la ranked. Che squadra, ragazzi.
Di là chi c'è? Jet. L'ultimo è Jet. Dai. Forza.
Ma io non ho mai visto giocare
Invece
Omen.
Rage.
Io non ho mai visto giocare Omen.
Sai che però in tanti sono anche doppio smoker. Quelli forti.
Cosa?
In tanti giocano doppio smoker, ho visto. Tante
ma
partite.
Anche tu, Coco? Anche tu ti fai le
A meno che
rankate, quelle serie, quelle importanti?
non si tengano Omen come lurker. Gira e va a ammazzare tutti quanti.
Lo scopriamo.
Guarda che comodo comunque il doppio smoker su Twitter.
Ah, se tappi tutti e due i siti e poi
Sì, vabbè ragazzi, è sempre
dai,
stato così,
20
penso.
secondi dove entri.
Poi divertirsi, sempre un videogioco, ricordiamoci. Anche qua, anche su Valorant, ci sono le rankate, eccetera.
Ah già, è split.
Prendiamo schiaffi anche noi, però dobbiamo divertirsi. Dobbiamo divertirsi, cazzo ce ne frega. Non dobbiamo mica andare lì a diventare i migliori del mondo. Poi se ci riusciamo, bene. Non credo che sia il nostro caso, non è mai stato il nostro modo.
Quasi più belli.
An international caliber roster to get those opportunities that he had all the way back with XSET to show how good he is in front of the world.
Look, Sentinels, they got the two players.
Senti basso, poi alzo.
Wake up Los Angeles with our first match of the day.
Wow,
This is going to be epic.
Oh yeah, and I also want to let everyone know.
Mi dà fastidio che faccio casino, mi butto,
No, perché l'ho messo basso perché tanto in inglese non si capisce una sega.
Esatto.
infatti. Tanto buono.
No breeze. It's not breezy.
Urlano,
We're
fanno un
going
casino.
That's true. Don't say that.
Figo, guarda la roba!
Don't like breeze.
Man works for
È mica una bella
Sentinels.
figa, dai. Questo qua c'ha i baffi.
Mamma
Ogni
mia.
volta, sono MVP.
Just like constantly double dipping. Love to
On
see
the
it.
Sentinels dime.
Ma che faccio di poi?
Crowd here today at the Riot Arena.
Ma dove
So
sono?
it's gonna be awesome. And you know what? As a matter of fact,
Sai che non lo so?
hey, give me some noise for our casters because it's now
Saranno
time to
tipo in
jump into the
Tennessee,
action.
urla
We
uguale
got
quanto
two
qua.
so professional. It's Brand and the Silly Goose.
Thank you very much, guys. Let's get it started.
Che baffoni questi, porco demonio.
I got questions today. We are going to get answers with both of these
Brand
teams. You got
e
Sentinels
Side
on a
Show.
bit of a redemption arc, honestly. The off-season, they were making full usage of it.
Ah, è vero, ma nessuno dei due team ha Sage, quindi non vuole mid?
To expect with this squad.
The thing is, though, we know
Cosa?
that Loud
Non vuole mid, quindi.
since October. These are the two
Sono dei due team a Sage.
practice teams in America as
Ah, che sono curioso di vedere come
Evidentemente no.
how they approach
sta
the
viaggio.
Sono nuovi.
And
Diciamo
both
che
teams were making moves to try to retool how they approach the game. But we
Gli
know
Iranian
what
sono un
Sentinels
po'
have done. We've
diversi.
seen the development over off-season tournament
Cosa
after
fanno?
off-season tournament, and the hype has been building, and the fan base are believing.
raccate un po', ragazzi, rancate.
We didn't even know
Queste-
what moves they were
quali
gonna
sono
be
le rank?
coming in here.
Come funziona lì?
Now we get their first look at what the new squad is going to be doing with a double initiator.
Sky Breach
Che
e... piano?
No Sentinel, and I think
No Sentinel.
Beanie's point on the desk
ma
really
sente
key.
un,
Probably no
Sì, eh?
op kind of role coming out from QCK.
Sì.
More to do with how the team is going to function together.
Oh,
This is going to be
sì, ma ieri sera hanno startato a mezzanotte. Sì, sono dei grandi. Sì.
Having said that though, take a look at the pistol round here. Loud look like they're set up for a very empty.
Ma scusa, ma guarda questi. Sono in 3 mid lì.
Just in round one.
All grouped up.
Se la B non la sta dando nessuno.
Skydog's going to be paving the way. Maybe some space to go around it to them, but no, they changed.
Dio, senza preghi. Preghi.
Oh, le strategie.
Trick broken, and here it is.
Ma come fa a
Satchel's in
saltare
play.
così alto?
Obviously, it's an open site entirely for them, so they're going to be able to get the plant down with no problems at all. But it's a 5v5 retake now, and they're fast of it. Dog
so
cancelled.
Yeah.
He has cancelled the dog with that one.
That's pretty sick. I mean, decent postman positioning as well from Loud. They're not all just grouped up claustrophobic on the site. This fight for A ramp is going to be
Porco.
massive.
Oh, that's not good. He drops. Some Cox and a util just to clear him out of that corner, and the smoke is really pesky as well. They can't get through this one. QCK. Let's try and make something of this one, but already just
Sta
to the side
refusando.
as well. Tells us it's just diffusing. He's sticking this all.
Ah, vabbè.
Ciao.
Volato proprio così.
Pistol round, yes. I mean, consolation prize at the end with the kills from Les, but okay. What a beginning.
US. Cazzo. Radio questo.
Nice smoke there onto the spike towards the end. Not even mattered though, because
Questa parte
Loud
qua di
positioned so
una
many
mappa dove
players
sarebbe?
offsite over towards ramp. They just couldn't
sul
refight.
tipo
Ah,
di
quello lì
B.
When you
bloccato.
plan for heaven there, you're hoping that you can take ramp control, get up to heaven and play the post plant from that angle. And Sentinels
Comunque questi dettagli del mio PC non ce l'ho perché ho risoluzione bassa, quindi questi dettagli qua della mappa non li ho mai visti.
Io vedo esattamente così.
Io no.
Infatti sono di merda.
Not slowing down here. Rapid take of
Guarda che
lead control.
vuotano tutti adesso in B. Ah, perché poi faranno le
We're
tech.
seeing teams barely invest into these second rounds. Oh, apart from Cloud9.
E
Oh, Cloud9 were doing it relentlessly.
Cloud9 was still
Poi vedi che
flying like
giocano
they haven't
senza la
seen
spike
better.
addosso.
But
Stanno davanti alla
all the
bridge.
other teams seem like they're fairly
si
content.
prendono
with
sempre
the
spazio,
two
poi
side.
quando non prende spazio...
Ooh, double face of the classic, still dangerous. 1 for 1.
And they're sneaking out. They're sneaking out.
Yeah, all the way through. The flash does connect though. Sassy almost caught it away. He's low though, and the damage! Holy, okay. John QT Seeking to equalize it, maybe make it a little bit more even. There's a lot of damage being done to these Loud players. We're going to have to get this plant down, pushing the position close. Quarters with the stinger. 2 years favored with it. Down to just the one is Celsius. Doesn't stand a chance.
Minchia, i Loud comunque li stanno narrando, ragazzi. Con le classic.
Però si giocano strano.
A gorgeous call to contact out through the B-main smoke. Sassy was caught with his pants around his ankles, so I have no clue what was happening there. And this double face into B Heaven to set it all up was beautiful teamwork, showcasing that, you know, if Loud maybe want to play more of a team-oriented style rather than trying to load things into their due list, they have definitely got the skills and the discipline and the practice to make that work. Sentinels now reeling classics back for them. Economy completely flipped.
Fully reset. Here we go, nade sends flying here. Boombot to the side just in case clears that close. There's another nade to deny that space just for a choke point, but are they going to slow down? Question laid out now for Loud. Instead, over into ramp, into Heaven.
Sono super aggressivi però,
Cosa?
Feeling it out. A lot of noise being made by Sentinels. They might not want to walk into this one, thinking it's a stack.
They would be right.
Exactly. So, still just picking them apart though, playing it nice and slow here, looking for the easy pick.
Ooh.
Lucky to get that kill, but okay, 2 years, adjusting it.
Good read.
And everybody topples.
Very well done by Loud there. There was certainly danger. Sentinels had all 5 players. Places where they could have caused chaos. 3 on site, 2 pressuring from base. Loud were slow, making sure that they didn't fall into any of the defender utility.
Ma cazzo hai
Didn't run into
messo?
crossfires. Just meticulously picked apart what Sen were going for.
Still gets it.
Palla.
Well, there we go. The classic.
L'ha smirato però,
Tell you what though, off the back of this
Pensavo
weird
piccasse
flip-flop of the
forte,
economy,
invece secondo me.
we now get our first rifle round, but there's a big difference. And it's that Loud are so much closer to their ults than they would otherwise
Vabbè,
have
sono
been.
tutti con gli archi, voglio
Normally in
vedere.
your first rifle round, you're not
Tra l'altro
gonna
mica regge già la
anywhere
ulti
near
quasi.
getting Seekers or a Breach ult online. Where actually Loud,
Oh.
with 1 kill, a plant, you know, maybe an ult orb, they're really fairly close to having a massive ult online.
Sì, vabbè,
They instantly put
ma
Sentinels back down.
l'altro uomo non che l'ha smirato proprio, basta che toccava la palla.
Bit of congestion here towards mid. A orb dropped. QCK hoping he can get a freebie just for the spam.
Che time.
This is less contesting over towards A ramp alone, while the rest of his team takes early B main control. And Sentinels have changed where the Cypher's playing. John Cutie was playing A in most of these early rounds, but now round 4 swaps over to B. The cam's already
Quello che
been
gli passa da
broken.
dietro questo.
Loud will now know where the Cypher setup is, and Sadak seems to be calling for Kawanzine to pick up the spike and head back over to A.
No ground gain though by less.
Prossima mappa qual è già?
Look at the rotation from Sentinels. They think it's over towards B.
Li voglio vedere
He's been
su
broken, partly because of this take of B Heaven.
Yep, setting out this util is going to make them really think about it in a second. Well, rips the head straight off QCK. Stunts the push entirely, which was intended to pull players over towards the B site. Now A, it's just Sassy really close onto the angle here. There's going to be util meeting him wide, running backwards to retreat and really regroup with the rest of his team here. But they have the site and Heaven. An ult online for second. Maybe that shows off from being.
And an ult now
Quello c'è la ultima
Kawanzine, Brett.
Yeah, okay.
They could use it
Voglio
towards
ultato addosso,
screens
stai a
here.
vedere.
Might be murderous.
Eccola lì.
There's the ult straight into the sky, flashed up, dodge, second still, holding for now. Biding his time,
vabbè.
finally brings down Kawanzine, thinking he was safe round to the side. Here we go. Sadak, he's late for it. Is he going to be planted for him onto Heaven? He needs to win that fight out, and he does with 2 years by his side. Heal online as well. One more play, but Second's defusing. Second's defusing. Second's defusing. Nothing to stop it. The more
Ma cosa cazzo sto vedendo?
Very reminiscent of the pistol round there. Again, Sentinels
Cioè,
being
ha
able to
lasciato lo
just stick the
spike lì, non gliene
defuse on
fregato il
A.
cazzo.
Loud have clear post-plant ideas, but the battle over A ramp and Heaven
È la seconda volta che li incorrono così.
so heavily by Sen
sì.
that Loud don't get Heaven control. They don't get that angle to spam the spike. If Les had thrown his snake
Minchia,
back
qua ha
just,
avuto
you
un
know, a
full rage
fraction of a
comunque.
second earlier, though, that entire round could be different. I think this round's so interesting too because Sadak outcalled John Cutie, but they don't win the round off the back of it.
Yeah. We're beginning to, we are rapid off the approach of a lot of these rounds. There's an opening, okay, tens, denying the space, Les was hoping he could catch a cheeky one.
No fast reaction anywhere else on the map from Loud. And Zeken's watching here. The Boombot giving away his position. And they've smoked to try to get in. Fake teleport. Tui's threatening that he could be inside that smoke. But John not buying it for a second. He's got trips inside the smoke.
Gioca senza skin.
Creeping and crawling all the way into heaven here. Trying to make no noise at all, just holding the appropriate angles. He met with two of them. Jiggled by Zeken. That's going to offload the nade. Push them back out of space. Okay.
They give up the switch setup and just trying to establish themselves onto A. This is the right call. Making the read.
Cazzo c'è sempre la camera?
They are really stacking this now with a lot of deals with Sadak still from the side as Cowers in. Only just claims the kill. Eventually there in the end still tens. What? Ridiculous move from him. Around. He seals it up.
That's super
voglio replay delle 4 kill,
coming into play there from Tens, winning his duel over towards ramp against one of the most mechanically gifted players in the world, and then mopping up another 3 as he goes to help his team on the opposite side of the map. It's going to be so fun to watch Tens in this new role, I think. He's talked about it adding more consistency to his play. I'm looking forward to the weird TikTok teleports all over.
Mamma.
Yeah, that's what we missed.
Anytime Tens is in the game, you're going to get highlights of that, because this guy's mechanical skill is through the roof.
That's nasty. We're already into the round as well. A couple of seconds being played.
Quello della prima kill,
no real action. One thing to note here, B main control being given up pretty heavily by Sentinels. It hasn't been costing them though.
No, it hasn't. And I would expect to see Loud fighting more heavily over A ramp. You know, giving less that the Boombot, the blast packs, maybe the dog to work with as well, so that they secure A ramp at the start of the round. Instead, they just kind of left the Viper over there.
L'hai detto,
Popped off here towards mid.
Fightano sotto.
But it just pulls the util out and it's a pause called by Loud. Pumping the brakes.
Look how passive these people are positioned over towards A.
Sono molto lenti. Vabbè, anche perché questi appena picchi male comunque ti tritano la testa. Sai che siamo molto lenti.
But still, there's the refight to be made. One more player, though. 2 years tucked to the corner. He's got the best of him. QCK on top of it with a rocket.
Tens actually went for the ult there to try to get behind them in B main and had to cancel. So now Tens and Sassy are coming through the normal way. In a player disadvantage situation. Tough for them, but they do have utility. Double flashes.
Close plan's really nice though. One player backside, one player heaven is flanking as well. Paranoid sent wide, doesn't connect. Chance for Sassy, but he needs to secure the kill. And they don't know where the rest of the players are. You can feel how difficult this is. They don't have a lot to work with. It's gonna have to be the double face, but here it is. The wraparound, less the insurance policy. Earlier, I mean, that post plan, as soon as Les is in that position with the wraparound, it's basically chalked.
These rounds are so interesting. I mean, Loud are focusing on trying to dismantle the way that Sentinels are holding on to B Heaven and B main. This round, Zelsis decided to go aggressive in B main and just didn't account for the second player being there.
Yeah.
And I think at some point Sentinels might have to try to hold on to B Heaven a little more. Loud are getting mid control and B Heaven fairly easily, but it is difficult to stop this comp because it has 2 initiators.
You see a pit into mid here. Loud, a lot of disrespect showcase. They are taking ramp control off the rip. Like I said, though, to meet them, a bit of a kill trip as well. Spam that if somebody did walk into it. Might not be expected for Loud.
Some of the plays that you want to make when you take a ramp control like this involve pinching the person in vents. That's really tough when there's a Viper's pit there.
There's
into the trap.
Yeah, trap wire. Did the job, didn't it? Despite the fact that I think it got pinged out, there's another one straight through the choke as well. Dealt with not quite second. Flash didn't connect. Les is in the site now, but they don't have heaven control. This is really quite awkward. TP into the back of the site. That's 2 years. So gaining a bit of ground. They don't have the spike there, though.
No, all of this focus on A Heaven has allowed them site access, but like you said, they've got to get Kawanzin in.
They've got to cross. TP up close, holding the net. Not anticipated. There's the kill. Now retreating back to the team. Lovely trade by Sassy, I think, through the smoke.
Questo che flanca male.
There's Sadak dealt with. Now you just have to contest with this pit.
The spike is not inside the pit either.
Bit of an unusual one. Dog broken, could come down to just RNG spamming all the angles, hoping for an easy kill. Ollie to the side, Paranoia now. Sent flying here. What is the call for Sentinels? They need something on board. That is it. Surely the impetus to win the round. Kawazine cannot do it all.
End of the day, that paranoia from TenZ might have made the difference. There was a huge amount of utility being poured into the pit, but it was the flash that actually pushed back and into the corner. And once he tried to get back into his own pit, Zelsis was there to cover. Bit of a mistake there from QCK, who otherwise has been playing very well. Tight with the team, good coordination. Just gave his life away a bit too easily against a tramwire that, as you say, Brad, I think they already knew was there. But that was a tough round because Zelsis denied the mid control with the pit. That's not a tool that Sentinels now have access to again. But Sadak continues to shift his ideas. Instead of taking A ramp, now they go back to an early take of B main.
Flashes on both sides here, just trying to set their players up. Do have that B main control. Feels like Cloud are working with infinite money, almost. Another buy.
TenZ has just used both of his smokes within the first 15 seconds. He is quite vulnerable on B right now, because he can't throw one for himself or for the choke point.
Holding the paranoia.
Guarda,
Spot will see it. Stun, does it force anything out? Yeah, here's the satchels now. He is in danger, not quite. He is the danger, apparently.
Yeah, well played.
Non possiamo guardare solo
Just being
TenZ.
able to stop that from being a threat right as his smokes come back online.
Stalled them entirely. Seekers use
il dragone.
50 seconds left in the
Quanto
round.
fa il dragone?
Room to pivot, but okay.
I think the Trailblazer blocked half of those bullets.
Yeah, meeting it head on. Only 3 players left standing now.
E comunque nessuno ancora l'ho visto con le ultime skin.
Probably going to be resorting to contact plays or
Le skin vecchie.
He does have money to buy.
I coltelli sì, però. Sui danni.
Coltello
Less is lurking out B main.
Ma?
What a shot. He was pre-aiming for the jump spot still. Onto the side there. Sassy, only the one to be gained, and a reposition by TenZ now. Into the B main control plant. Just a tap. Seeing what they can force out. There he is. In and out of hiding. TenZ is making it so damn difficult for them. Satchel pushing him into the sidelines of the rest of the team. 5 for 3. High octane round so far, Josh.
And a high IQ play from TenZ as well.
Voglio vedere la
Instead
prima
of choosing
kill.
to just stand and fight,
Bravo.
but he secures a really important position where he's playing a crossfire from the rest of his team who are going to be over towards CT. I mean, awesome round by
Che culo che ha
TenZ.
avuto.
Unconventional, and I think that's what you've got to expect from him on Omen. He uses both smokes right at the start and then uses his paranoia and teleports to win the rest of the round. Flashy and creative.
A quando gli ha tirato il cane, lui tutto
Loud's
piccato.
economy is knocked down.
Sono in mano.
Sono un po'
Che questa radia.
And the ult
Vedo
picks
dietro.
up as well on the opposing side. Through mid here, Sadek's
Ah,
taking
yeah.
so
Ah.
many being covered. TenZ collecting an easy one there. Stun. Forced him away. Paranoia. Just about missing here.
And I think TenZ had to dodge that flash too. I believe the stat was from last year he was the least flashed player. Like he could turn the flashes
Reaction
most mechanically out of all the
Dietro non
players.
controlla.
Cracked. 2 years. Always found himself deep within. Fox in the burrow. Oh, here's the count. John QT. Chance there. More than chance. Assist on the high ground. Will deny any entrance towards A. With the spike drop down. It's a freebie, granted. SEN should be winning this round now. Let's just hoping to try and do some damage maybe to the economy.
Which is flourishing for SEN. Yeah. They've had a bunch of rounds here in a row. Knocking Loud down. And it should be mentioned too, I think the map pool here is amazing for Sentinels in the series overall. In the off-season, from what we've seen of Sentinels, they were 4-0 on Split this off-season, and then they've been 7-1 on Sunset, the decider map. So if you're a SEN fan, you're looking at maps 1 and 3 thinking, we should have this.
It's almost home territory. I mean, of course, it's the double-edged sword where you've given away footage over the course of the off-season. Loud could have done their homework. It's probably the reason they let Sunset through. But so far, it hasn't been going according to their plan. I've seen now, you know, the timeout here for Loud.
Sono cavati le
Trying to take a
scarpe.
pause in the moment, see what they can do
Comunque
about
che senso ha
this lead
scegliere
that's
di
just gone
partire in
away.
attacco?
Sentinels 6-3.
Yeah,
Split.
and I think one
Devi
of the
essere un
things
po'
that they
fermo,
could
secondo
try to accomplish a little more is
Yeah,
to
così.
have
Ma questo gioco
aggressive
verticale.
routes coming through off the back of pulling Sentinels. It might be difficult for Sad to get a read on this, but from what we've been able to see with access to a full minimap, Sen are happy in the mid-round to try to gamble on the site where they think Loud are ending. And so that means that they're actually opening up gaps on, you know, A sometimes for somebody to lurk in.
Cos'è?
Che ho lo schermo quasi in verticale anch'io, cioè non ho molto inclinato.
Aggressive.
Completamente diverso. Cambio tutto.
Aggressive lurk up a ramp. It could be really effective. The question is, can Loud get a read on that kind of thing?
Vabbè, 3 in attacco comunque.
Obviously they can only see their own POVs. Ult online for Kawazine.
Yeah, of course, one of the other strategies that they could go with the breach out is just to send it and try to win the post plants out. They have been able to get the plants down with some level of success.
Holding the stunner position for Ram, Flash.
Sì, vabbè, adesso dimmi che sapeva che era lì, dai.
The showstopper just really clipping the heels of Les.
Very good bait there. Loud knew that that was coming.
Good protocols in mind. Backing away, you've got Sky heal as well, so Les is back up to 100. Meanwhile, taking a mosey at mid, it's QCK. Granted a lot of space here.
And these are the kind of timings where Sentinels are tending to fall back on A instead of holding aggro positions.
Maybe this is the read.
Yeah, Loud are getting a lot of space for free.
Just walked all the way into heaven. Now the trip's broken, so they're aware that there's at least one player here, but other than that, they've cut noise entirely.
And Sen have got 4 people on B. They're so happy to play retake A.
Post dropped. Ooh, trip counter spam. John QT almost getting punished for it. Here we go, trying to walk in. Zekken, he's out wide here. Sack trying to get the pad off of the meantime.
Ma ruba in cambio quel coso lì.
Zekken retreating.
So now the post plan, it's been going wrong for Loud. Sentinels have been able to deny them heaven control and then stick the defuse. Loud have got to make sure that can't happen again.
All groups up need to show no hesitancy here because they still have that breach shot. Rolling Thunder going to be doing work if they take their time. So Sen is going to move on. Zekken again, man, just pressing W and somehow just ripping the heads off these enemies all over the place. Still low, a single shot will do it too. With the whiff as well. Celsius, he wins his fight out. Still going to worry about these players though. Ducked onto the side, that's Kawazine, a flash. Up top, but it's smoked off. 10, sticking to the fuse, running into it. Kawazine, that's 3, that's 4.
Non ci credo, Ace.
Non ci credo.
Madonna.
GG.
What a round from Kawazine when his team needed it the most. That looked like the same thing was going to happen. If Kawazine had not been able to delete people.
Ora qua una.
Stick it. They did such a good job of flooding into site, denying heaven control. All the retake protocols worked. Just Kawazine had a monster round.
Yeah. That's how I like Ace as well. Film on socials, giving away a PC for every
Ma
single
Breach mica
Ace
comunque OP, raga.
VCT Americas. Beginning here, it's a 6-4. Loud feeling like they're rejuvenated, I think, a little bit back into this.
Già rampa.
And so they've established Les in an advanced position here, but they haven't stayed with him after the dog has been used. I mean, Sassy still has dog here. Les is so vulnerable to being flushed out. How do they think they're going to get away with this?
I've got your
Paranoia. Trying to fight him now, double faced up. Yeah, he's just caught into the corner.
There's just no way. He needs more help until
Però vedi, non è che ruotano spesso queste. Guarda lì, stanno flancando in 3.
Needed to hit that shot. If he didn't win that out, that would have been troubling.
Guarda là, guarda. Quando scannano.
At least. Maybe making some noise. And another chance here. Celsius removed. Shadows. 3v3 now. Again, into the post plan. Sen all grouped up into heaven. Jumping in with the shot. Just taking it straight to it.
That's so good. What a read. Perfect play.
Played this one out though. Are they aware where the rest of these players are?
Exactly. Kawazine's still in that anchor's position where he was able to win the round before.
GCK close. Second. 36 health. Just pausing for about a moment. They haven't cleared it. No way! It's going wide.
That's a tragedy. One of the first moments where you're questioning QCK, otherwise having a fairly good game. But Loud had chances still to win that in the 2v3 if they'd held on for just a moment longer. And yet both avenues of that defense crumbled at the same time.
In the half.
This has been very back and forth, but at the end of the half, Sen might again find another way of pulling ahead. Because now Loud's economy is in one spot. I gotta say, Sentinels
guarda che sembra un coniglio.
Finiscono in testa lo
Noticing that in the
stesso.
off season.
salta contro i sordi.
Just pausing in the right moments, nobody
Sì,
getting
ma perché devi avere la short? Che cazzo?
Yeah, having a great
Prendono
idea of where Loud want to fight over,
tutto
denying
con
them the control of that.
Raid.
now final
Con il
round.
touch
Ah, devi entrare mira però.
This is built up to another pip, second
Qua
one.
non entra più.
Sentinels are really good at adjusting their defensive protocols as well. When they have the pit online, that's a fast approach. Grip in his face, doesn't walk into it. Almost getting a triple. Sadak being bursted down. An attempt to try and as well push Celsius out of this pit. What is that? Ridiculous!
What is this round? John and Celsius just whacking
Vedi come
people
coordina le
through
abilità da
smokes.
paura, ragazzi.
If Loud had any
così.
hope in this round, it got
Più che
dashed
sparare in
instantly.
testa.
Mica che cazzo
Might as well
chiama.
use it. Neural there through the wall. That's a flawless round.
What a half. You definitely saw what Loud were going for. They found a lot of success in being able to get to sites. They were using their composition fairly well, and they didn't get punished by, like, the lack of Sentinel particularly. At the end of the day, I think Sen just outclassed them there with that defensive half. I guess more of the
Che
question
culo che ha avuto
is,
qua.
if Loud start playing aggro with double initiator on
Vedi che lo
defense,
bangabile anche tanto.
does it change things up?
Well played, boys. Holy shit.
Bello lì vengono cambi sposti e wall bang.
Sento di merda, poi. Hai detto?
I wall bang da lì, gli spot di wall bang.
Non sapevo che fosse wall bangabile.
You know, there were a lot of question marks coming into this, but I think one thing you can safely say, that question's been answered. Sentinels look good.
Yeah, and the question's also been answered. If you defuse the spike without being killed, you win rounds. And that's what we saw in round 1 and 4. Literally, Sentinels just full stick defuses and get 3 rounds in the first and fourth, which started
Che in effetti hanno
half,
22 round subito andando a defusare instant così.
Yeah, and what Loud, I feel like this first half looked like a team that wasn't quite there with synergy. Sentinels looked so incredible in playing together. In those retakes that you're mentioning, I was so impressed with the way that these players were ping-ponging back and forth, even when they were in these late rounds, kind of losing out from those sky nerfs and not having all the util they would want to retake. The way they're kind of ping-ponging with the Omen flash to set each other up and get back into the site was really good. And also, Loud, I think, making some mistakes in these box plants.
Yeah, just not getting back in time. But then from these 2 rounds, Sentinels also realized, hey, Loud are trying to play very heavy off-site for ramps and for heaven control to get the late wraparound and shoot you down from heaven. So then, in the future A retakes, they fought for those areas really hard. So instead of full, flooding out through screens, we have another round later in that half where they're leaving players up in heaven to contest that fight, to fight on the flank and deny ramps as an area. Those 2 fights are one up through heaven, so they can very easily deal with the 2 remaining players.
And you have to give a lot of the credit there to the new IGL, John QT. He had some great reads this half. Even that round 12, adjusting to that fast play they expected from Loud and being able to punish that was impressive. And when you go along with the great teamwork, you are also having your players pop off individually. It's so good. Ken's, he's looking so good on this Omen, not dropping a beat after switching off the duelist role.
Yeah, Omen looked fantastic, and the Sentinel split was defined with their retakes and with their mid-re-aggression. They always found those picks and put them in a great spot.
Well, we're going to flip sides, and now it's time to see how Loud managed to bring this one back. Or will Sentinels close out map 1, send it back over to Bren, and once again, the Silly Goose.
Well, me and the Silly Goose going to be breaking it all down for the second half. This pistol round is going to be bloody important.
Guarda di
To be
Sky.
honest, for Loud, they have been
Adesso
really
Rage come
flounder
entra.
when it comes
Si
to
butta a
the
caso.
rounds, the first kills.
Gioca un
They've
po'.
been losing in almost every metric. But a pistol, fresh start now as we get into it.
Very cautious beginning here from Sen, not wanting to step into any kind of trap play in mid. You've got to be cautious about that when you're playing against a breach. But at the same time, Loud don't have Sentinel utility to trigger it off, so it's got to be off someone's contact.
Potentially the flash, if it does connect. Sadak just jump spotting for now, though.
Yeah, I mean, this little attempt at a trap setup should be off QCK's contact, but they think Sentinels are not even in mid. Sen are just hanging out in market, perusing the goods, seeing what wares are on offer.
Taking a time with it.
40 seconds before they even decide to dog up mid.
Might come to bite them, but they do have B main control. Looks like that's going to be the goal now. Setting their sights towards it. Paranoia goes flying. QCK with a nade as well. Try and get them access and entry into the point here. SEN do have control of it, but no control of Heaven. Might drop down, have to get the plan online. Looking a bit indecisive in terms of how they want to do it in seconds. Smokes are going to start to fade.
30 seconds. Li fanno entrare così?
He just retreats into B main just in time. Sassy's out wide, alone. Doesn't really have any other help for this one. Loud might be just set up now for this retake. Flash dropping down, clearing one section of the site. This is getting precarious, it's getting tricky. Just a tap as well, seeing if they can force out a lot of the fire, a lot of the util. Once more, damage being done. Ten's a little bit confused, and Tuna's teammates double-faced. And Loud are cleaning them up now. This time, Sadak going for the stick. Smoke just about waiting all the way through. Connecting Joe QT. Gets the diffuser, but it's already half online. He just needs a bit of damage done.
No, vabbè.
Get down, Mr. President. The smoke timing.
L'avete visto il cazzo del take hanno fatto, raga, porco Giuda.
Davvero?
Non gli hanno fatto entrare. No, voglio rettare da paura.
Two really funny moments there. Ten's shooting his teammate in all of the kerfuffle as people were weaving in and out of smokes. But yeah, I mean, one of the big problems for Sentinels in the post plan is that they didn't have an additional threat. They didn't have anyone going for the late lurk. They didn't have Heaven control. They just ended up playing backside, B main, and then when Kawanzine and Sadak have two flashes between them, they can't really stop Loud from going for the retake. That was what Loud needed, though.
They really did. Gets them potentially back into the map, but even past this point, we're going to be expecting them to win this round. The bonus even better. They haven't been good on the gun round, so jump spot. Seeing them all here, now making their moves as well. That's a stun, but right into the shotgun, it matters not. It matters not.
We said this in the first half as well. Oh yeah, they've only got pistols. It's only a classic.
Completely turned around after shock. Unfortunate for Kawanzine. Less.
What an aggro play.
Yeah.
Really smart. And at the same time now, Sentinels, John Cutie calling the pivot into B. The B players are pushed out lane, and now they're wrapping around, so the flank is happening on the flank.
Flanks on flanks here. B main control has been wrapped around by Zekken again with the judge. The plan though down towards main. Again, they have given over Heaven control. It's unlikely anything that really comes from this round, but at least they get the plan money. Here's the Utah once more. One player slipped into spawn. Who's that? Is that Sassy?
Yeah.
Okay. That might be the difference maker. Exactly. And he's still there, waiting for the right time to strike here. Zekken taken out. Shot down, either way here with a Paranoia sent flying. Tens was seeking to try and take an early fight here, and Sassy this entire time biding his time. No one has tapped onto the spike whatsoever, clearing it forwards. There's the one!
Minchia.
It was a cute idea. And you can see that Sentinels are still trying to come up with ideas to win the round, despite massive economy disadvantages.
Già il secondo.
Loud have brought the lead back down to
ci sei? Sì, ero mutato, stavo parlando da solo. Era un quarto d'ora che parlavo da solo.
Dio cazzo, sei divertito.
This is what Les is known for, right? You heard Ender talk about it. The fact that he can anchor, he's an amazing anchor, but he's also going to choose his timing intelligently to push out beyond where you expect him to be.
Ma chi è Raid? Tatto, conosci? Una bestia.
Raid dei Sentinel.
Dio boy. Ah, è Dicken. Ah, ho visto adesso.
Is the play here. Paranoia flash. All being combined, and well, Sentinels are just running away. They're like, okay, they're taking the space. The call is made. React. Potentially.
Devo andare un attimo giù. Ci sentiamo tra poco. Ci siete ancora, dai.
No way. Kills have to be claimed here. Sentinels are just trying to walk their way in, but they don't have Heaven control again. Less towards the back of the site. The Satchel's through it again. They don't have Heaven control. Two's just going to be facing them. Second, trapped into the corner. Out towards the side. Less. This guy is a demon. You can't run from it. And Tens themselves is the last two left. Try and pick up the
Valorant
pieces and make something of
Americas.
it. Tens
Diretta.
top of the wall.
It's the health that's the problem as well.
Ah, Valorant, dammi il link, Taps.
Sadak about to turn him into mincemeat. All it takes is one shot. He's got 3 more in the chamber. There's a jump spot, there's the second.
Ma c'è anche Prince?
So 8-7, bonus round
No.
conversion for Loud is
Perché niente,
excellent. It's exactly what they
qui
needed.
due
Start getting into the gun rounds as well. The
non lo
economy's
butta in
reset
AFK, non so perché.
so slightly.
And that's a bonkers round from Les. It might not look like it because he really only gets one
C'era
kill
messo
as a
prima che
sheriff,
andasse via su.
but the call was from Sentinels to try to react into A, and they were too scared of Les and any potential assistance that he might have to commit to it. They dilly-dallied for just a second too long, like silly little geese. And unfortunately, Les and Quarantine made them pay for it a little.
Che c'è
They
pubblicità?
bought enough time for the rotates to come through.
Perché c'è anche la pubblicità? Guarda,
Difficulties
guarda su
in
Discord.
Sentinel's camp, so they forced out the tag timeout.
Poi gli blocchi io.
Make some changes to it. Just don't get into a cyber track. That's all I ask.
Prego,
Cosa sta facendo?
The signs have been good today.
È il VR del
VTuber.
live.
That's that. Yeah, I think this game is delivered so far too. Loud looked like they might have fallen over a little bit. The first half was not amazing from them, though they had their opportunities and big moments from people like
sta cagando addosso, Sentinel.
Ma siamo pari con la stream?
C'è un secondo di timeout ancora.
18 io, meno 17. Non faccio andare in diretta. Dove stai guardando?
Prova a refreshare.
Dove si refresh? No.
It's an odd one, yeah. Forcing into this, feeling like they can't let it slip.
Sono a 09, 08, 07.
Really good.
Ah, sopra nel round, eh?
Sì. Nel round? Ah, sì, no, allora sì.
03, 02.
Sì.
E poi più avanti. Qui sono 3.
Partita. Sì, 2, 1. No, adesso.
Outlaw purchase for Kawazin.
Come sono messi? Chi ha vinto? Ah no, è sempre lo stesso. Ha chiesto il timeout?
Sì.
One shot to every single player on
Nella 8.
Erano 8-3.
Senza Omen ovviamente. Sì. Non giocano in stretched qua.
No. There it is, yep, there it is. Outlaw finding value.
And now Sassy wants nothing to do with it.
Absolutely.
It's like, right, well, we're getting one shot if we go to A. So let's not go to A.
The budget up working out.
And look, normally, your defense is really hampered without a Cypher to be able to get in. But actually, 2E's is just jiggle peeking this behind the Viper wall. They've got to push 2E's away from this angle.
Cos'è? Non vedi la loro risoluzione, ma vedi. Lo vedi da cazzo. Ah, ok. Vedi che questi dettagli sono male. No, ma cosa ha mancato? Sparano come noi questi. Sì, è venuto orientato.
Sono 4 tutte le volte.
E comunque vedi delle cose che fanno anche peggio di noi. Sì, questo gioca a stretch e si vede dal puntatore.
Prima hanno piantato hanno perso 2 round. Loud piantavano e poi andavano via.
Sì? Così a caso?
Sì, il Sentinel ha defusato 2 round. Non c'era nessuno in sito.
Ma sulla carta sono più forti i Sentinel.
Di un bel solito. Però anche i Loud hanno vinto.
Guarda come si entra con Raid.
Making good time, I think, of all the scrims
Quanto ci vuole andare a rampa?
È una bestia questo Raid.
Fast by SEN once more. They're sending the paranoia up towards heaven. Only one player on ramp though. That's second. Now onto the site. Stunned up. Flash over the top. Sadax just wondering for the right time.
Porco can.
On 21, but now the smoke's aside the drop. And boom! QCK! He makes it go boom. Showstoppers there. They are falling and dropping.
Oh, stavolta li ha mangiati,
Not a chance for SEN.
La prima vece ha fatto una issa.
Loud now take the lead. After being down 8-4 at the half, they've not
Chi è che ha
lost
fatto
a
i
single round on their
Raid?
defense.
Quelli ce loro.
If you looked at their comp, double
Yeah.
initiator, double smokes, and said, do you think
Cavolo.
this is an attack side comp or a defense side comp? I think most people would tell you, well, probably has its best chances on attack. The way
Anche
they
lì
hit
quando ha
overwhelmed.
lanciato la ulti raid pensavo facesse danno anche a Sky. Invece secondo me non gli ha fatto un cazzo.
Sen now
Beh,
with
gli
their
fai poco i
biggest
tuoi,
chance. Huge ultimates available. The economy in a tender spot. They've got
No,
to win.
stavolta l'hanno capito. Ma perché fare sempre le stesse cose?
Okay, paranoia.
Non giocano un po'
Yeah, a little bit delayed.
Oh, sembri a noi, porco
Unfortunately,
dio.
they probably would have picked up at least one of those.
It's gone wrong once
Bel
more.
judge.
Cosa ne pensi del doppio smoker, Simo?
Chi è che c'ha il doppio smoker?
È
vero, c'hanno il
tutte le
doppio
squadre,
smoker.
tutte e due le squadre.
Adesso va a doppio smoker?
Secondo me
dovrebbe.
Should be banning me. But it's just that good.
Io anche l'abbiamo provato una volta con qualcuno e effettivamente
So he pointed them in the right direction as to where Sentinels might be, but they're all grouped up into B main. Smoke now makes it even more difficult. 50 seconds left. When you're playing in a 4v5, your options are limited. They are running out quickly.
There's 45 seconds left. This almost looks like a save.
Yeah, it's feeling like it.
As mad as that sounds.
Unless somebody makes something happen.
Guarda che non sanno che... Lo so.
guarda anche la minimappa.
Io guardo sempre la minimappa.
Ma io adesso voglio provare a mettere...
È che c'è il judge Viper, c'è il judge. Guarda, no, no. Che morta da sotto.
Vai Tanzeta comunque raga, porco.
Ragazzi, tense.
Could have been the difference maker, but there's plenty of time, at least 3 seconds left to get the plant and more. Okay.
Ulta,
He's even in a forward position, but he might not even be needed.
Adesso voglio proprio vedere pro replay delle kill.
È anche forte anche il suo fidanzato di
Io vai fuori, devo stare.
più di noi almeno. È bello quel colpo su Viper.
Con 5 HP.
I think he's taken 3 bullets there as well. You know? And he's just walked his way in behind the Viper wall.
Sì, ma adesso ne ha fatto 3 kill e ne vediamo solo uno.
And made the play.
To save his team as well. That was an equal swing round.
E sarà dove a casa dei Sentinel dove
no.
Here we go. Rockets. No connection, but this time will chase him down. A stinger. It does the job.
Dio santo, cosa sto guardando? Vabbè, sito e libero, boh, basta.
C'è anche un po' di culo per Raid, porca troia.
Ma Raid deve giocare così.
Quando li sbatti più fuori,
No, no, questi salvano. Guarda dove va Bridge. No, perché non hanno piantato ancora. Guarda che adesso Raid che va.
Allora che cazzo sta facendo?
Tiene il back. Perché salvano. Vedi che non si muovono.
No, fanno li sbatti più fuori. Prima hanno fatto 2 bei round.
Mica sono qui e cover.
Sì, sì, l'operator mica lo vedi nelle armi, a destra.
Non ho fatto.
E a uno ci rimane secco secondo me. E loro vanno a prendere per l'economy,
non credo che...
Guarda Sky che ci rimane.
Tanzeta, vediamo Tanzeta come muore. Ah, mica non ha, ce l'ha portato lì. Nel back, cazzo va lì.
Ah, ci va uno, uno ci rimane. Dov'è? Perché non la picca?
Vabbè, vedi che... Ecco, adesso forse. Adesso vediamo, 3, 2, 1.
Preso.
Ma questo è saper usare l'operator con lo scatto lì, Time out.
Questo round. Sì, ma sto coro del cazzo dietro sul road. Non si può togliere con game. Da
Se lo togli anche i suoni.
Appunto quello. Qui tolgo solo quella roba lì.
Questo chi è? Wraith? No.
O più
no, è cosa? Cazzo si chiama? Sky, secondo me.
Non l'hai fatto sopra.
È vero. Ma questi sono i cosi, questi sono i loud.
No, sono quegli altri, sì, quelli sono i loud.
Qua non è nell'arena grossa comunque.
Secondo cazzo hanno pagato il biglietto per vedere.
Questo ha avuto 14.000 caffè. Guarda come tiene lo schermo.
Come me.
Non ce la farei mai.
No, io c'ho dritto.
Io dritto.
even if Loud lose this, they're still going to be able to buy into the next. Yeah. And they're starting to get close to big ultimates. So SEN are not safe even if they win this and get up to 11.
Perché c'è la partita di VCT che hanno chiesto la... cioè c'è stata la pausa tecnica. Sono rimasti fermi per più di 4 ore.
Per cosa?
Sì, trovo che mandava boh. Per 4 ore.
Dio mamma.
Cavolo, l'avesse presa Raze?
L'avrò...
no, perché guarda, non ha fatto niente nella
No,
vita.
non gli ha fatto niente.
Ma eppure si vuol bang lì.
Mi sa che l'ha presa.
Oh, B però è un po' scoperta con quei 3 là, ragazzi.
No, ma B non la coprono mai.
Non la coprono. Prima hanno fatto 2 round di retake.
Ma perché tu effettivamente non sai se sono dentro, se non hai...
sì, però loro anche il primo game non hanno mai... cioè B non l'hanno mai preso.
Here comes the Seekers that Sassy built up in the previous round. Through mid, I think all of them got bursted
E
down.
loro potrebbero entrare benissimo.
Ma...
broken. Denying info for Loud.
Infatti una volta si giocava più sova nei VCT, secondo me era meglio.
Hanno bannato il
Io metterei anche il ban di un campione per squadre comunque. Vabbè, ma è buono. Adesso gioca a retake.
Effettivamente bannare i campioni potrebbe essere anche...
Secondo me uno per
che
squadra.
ce ne sono pochi forse.
Ma uno, non 3 come LOL, ma uno. Bel blind.
Banni tipo Sky. Banni tipo Sky, con l'accusata.
Guarda Tense.
Io porca. È ridicolo.
Necessary now from him and second playing together. He's brought it now just to 2 years. TP close into the smoke, but it doesn't catch onto the spike. They're not going to be aware. He just taps it, but they can see it. Not sticking it. And then
raga, tanta roba.
Hai visto lo shot che ha fatto?
Sì, ma voglio vedere come ha fatto a prendere raid. Voglio vedere come ha fatto a prendere raid. Voglio vedere come ha fatto a prendere raid.
Sì, esatto. Questo. No, questo. Questo è Sky. Questo è qua. Questa. No, vabbè, dai.
Questa qua.
No, ma come ha fatto, scusa?
Come? Cioè,
secondo me è culo, raga, dai,
Io ho sparato in culo, ma il mouse è andato sulla testa.
Però secondo me è culo, perché poi l'altra l'ha smierato. Secondo me ha avuto... lì secondo me non riuscirà mai più, Quindi neanche il tempo di vederlo.
Comunque se ci guardi in difesa non sono statici, Cioè in difesa stanno più mid che altro e vanno avanti e indietro,
Sì, sì.
spot for info, but neither side really seeing too much.
Girano avanti e indietro.
Prendono delle info.
Ma come vedi anche la squadra, gli avversari, anche gli attaccanti sono un po' da... Dio, vacca che misca ha fatto qua. Double pick. Tutti vent. Men in sito. Adesso li ammazza tutti. Effettivamente non sanno se ha la spada.
È da Tenzeta, cazzo.
Ma come? Sada che è andato via? Ma cosa stiamo facendo?
Ma dove va Sky, scusa?
Questo non è uscito.
No, sono tutti in sito. È Sky avversario, dove sta andando?
Cioè, ma che disagio sta vedendo?
Sono peggio di noi questi.
Vabbè, guarda che fanno però adesso.
Non lo so, sono posizionati bene. Tanto togliamo quello.
That's allowed QCK to get into position to use his showstopper.
Doesn't have that big ult. Let's try and clear out into the side here. Tens. ADS onto the angle.
Porco cane.
Però vedi fanno flash sia da un lato che dall'altro.
Just absolutely destroys it now. Showstopper. Let's
Visto lo Sky avversario cosa serviva quando è andata via.
Porco cane. Sì, è un bel retake.
Guarda che retake hanno fatto. Sono rimasti in vita in 4.
Puliti,
It's good. It's not as pretty as the way that Sentinels had their protocols for the A retakes, where they denied Heaven control completely. Loud were scrambling a little bit to get back up ramp and back from screens to deny the spam that would have come through, but they got the job done. And Sarak, strangely, ended up being in the perfect position to punish 10.
Cioè praticamente la Skyver di Loud ha fatto tipo il flank del flank.
Sì. Sembrava confuso, però è quella che ha ucciso Tenze e ha risollevato il retake.
Usano un sacco di abilità subito.
Ma più tempo guadagni secondo me.
Guarda B, vedi no?
Come no? Ha pushato fuori da B.
Però B lì è vuota.
Sì, dentro sì.
E A che potrebbero entrare, che ci sono due, solo Viper che è la... Però vanno mid.
Pensa in attacco, sì.
Adesso vanno vent, andranno B, vedete?
Infatti, ma però vedi che A era vuota e...
Sì.
Guarda quelli.
Walking into B main, attempting to clear it, but all that play earlier with the stun to set those players up.
First kill,
give it over to Loud. Sen looking a little bit hesitant, a little bit lost.
Però vedi che vanno in giro comunque compatti.
Sì.
In double pick. Quella cosa leggendaria, il double pick. E questo è un bel problema, questo è un bel problema.
Ma ci facendo risate. Però vedi, gli fanno piantare.
Non li fanno piantare.
A quanto pare. Mamma mia ragazzi.
Perché te fa le magie, no? Ah, ci rimane secco anche lui. Bestia! Quel time out gli ha fatto bene.
E tirare proprio all'ultimo e poi sei costretto poi a morire.
Non ho ancora visto un push serio.
Non li fanno tanto.
Sì, in 22 round non ce ne sono stati.
Beh, nei mondiali li ho visti qualche volta.
Sì, no, dico.
No, qua no, almeno.
Però questa non è una mappa che si presta.
E la prossima è Ashen. E poi l'ultima è Sunset. Quella mi incuriosisce parecchio.
Cos'è la seconda Ashen?
Sì.
Mi incuriosisce
Ma
parecchio.
qua funziona come le ranked, il 12 a 12?
No. Cioè sì, vai avanti.
Vai avanti, non è...
Sì, no, non c'è sudden death.
And actually, his performance was not that amazing last year when he was playing, you know, off walls, you might say.
Sai quanto cazzo avevano pagato questo?
Sì, che tra l'altro non c'è neanche l'arena grossa, quindi l'arena grossa è bella quando fanno la finale.
Ma questa secondo me potrebbe essere benissimo la finale.
Yeah, I think the coordination has been excellent. Definitely playing much tighter to the team.
Ma te l'ho detto mica l'altro giorno nel deathmatch ho beccato un Radiant che ha partecipato a VCT?
Ah sì?
Aveva il cartellino con scritto VCT e meno.
Beh, ma comunque girano...
L'Ucraina, sono andato a vedere qua in live, era Ucraina.
Did he sell it again? Not too sure. Yeah, I think he must have done. No, he's still got it. It's on the ground.
Still got it.
Yeah. No players over towards A though, so unlikely to get too much done unless they end up working their way back over towards the A side.
Comunque, mica 4-18 sta facendo questo?
No.
Dicono che killa.
A chance, but a util out into his hands.
Comunque uno così, quel pick lì per esempio doveva essere headshot per un campione Radiant.
Ma è quello che dicono che magari di 10 ne vedi pochi in realtà.
Però come cazzo è possibile allora che noi troviamo gente che... Lì deve essere ping, dai, perché...
Ma se tu guardi di 10 comunque ne vedi pochi.
Qua c'è un ping 0,
appunto questo è un lance ecco. Che dice differenza.
Flash wasn't deep enough, it does eventually allow Zalsis to clear close into main.
E per il solito gruppo di 3 che entra.
Oh, is this a refight?
Guarda che ce l'ha davanti. Dio vuoi.
E questo basta che clicca.
All the way through, Sassy returns a fire, a different target with QCK dropping in a players from heaven now can do really the most damage. Sadak still close to the corner, he's got a third! 27 seconds left, stunned up, still Cavalcine finally arriving. The cavalry is
La può
here.
fare? Sì, ce la fa.
Sassy, 1v2.
Sa l'ultimate.
Stunned up. Not gonna go off.
Sta facendo 7-18. 7? Questo è capace di fare quei ace.
Orco, quello era un bello shot.
Sì, ma non ho ancora capito che pushare da mid non dà. Solo prendo il cazzo e basta.
Attenzione.
Che le due rails comunque spingono, Perché questo ha fatto uno shot interessante.
Questo qua, quello su raise di Cypher.
Vedi comunque che anche Breach adesso ha sparato. Dopo i primi 2 colpi si croucha. Tutti crouchano dopo la prima raffica. Dove era questa granata? No. Ha sbagliato.
Magari era un fake, però non lo senti neanche. Sbagliato.
Waiting for it now, SEN. And the util flying. There is that standstill, grasping them, and now the aftershock as well has pushed them wide out into the open where it can. This time, it's a feed filling up with red Sadak, making the monster.
You boy.
He's dropped all the way down. That is insane.
Madonna, è impazzita Sky,
Madonna.
Puttana.
È un mostro.
Questo ha fatto 4 kill in tutto il game e ne ha fatte 8 in 2 round. Ecco, qui ho visto già un po' di edge. Qui li ho visti. Tendete, hai preso il cazzo.
Absolutely incredible stuff from Loud.
Those final 2 rounds were not just, great like flood defending or challenging SEN as they got into sight.
Piccoli milionari bastardi.
Was bonkers from Sadak there. And Sentinels, like I said, during the off-season, we saw so much development from this team.
Pensa, ci c'eravamo noi.
They were 4-0. Teams like PaperX,
Dai, secondo me però mica io da un non lo vedo.
Ma l'unica cosa bella di VCT è che se ti offendono puoi alzarti proprio dalla sedia, andare là e dargli un cazzotto.
Esatto.
Guarda la ace.
Questo è T. Che la vai perché sta diffusando.
Comunque c'è una reattività fuori dal comune. Quello colpo cos'era?
Ma se le vedi hanno comunque tutti 20 anni. Sì.
Non puoi giocare oltre, secondo me. Ah, è quel livello qua.
C'è il capitano dei...
No, vado a fumare, va.
Dei Liquid, credo. Che c'ha 38 anni.
Il coach o gioca?
No, gioca.
Gioca a 38 anni?
Sì.
Okay?
Sì. Angel si chiama, almeno gli scorsi VCT c'era.
That's dramatic. Better plans Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone.
A new phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus. Watch and
Comunque
tablet
li
all on
lasciano
us.
sempre
That's up to
entrare,
$1,800 in
sempre
value.
di
Only on
retake.
Verizon.
Bisogna anche pensare che è un altro livello. Le strategie che usano loro non funzionano al nostro livello.
Però comunque il retake si può provare un po' più spesso.
Noi dovremmo imparare a fare un po' più di retake.
Sì. Dopo ci sono i 100 Thieves contro il Leviathan.
Ma i favoriti chi sono quest'anno?
Secondo me ancora i Fnatic.
Più cani, i Fnatic vincono tutti i cazzo di mondiali anche negli altri giochi.
Però non lo so. Gli ultimi l'hanno vinto gli Energy. Hanno giocato ieri sera. Forti anche loro.
Ma lo spagnolo, quello che usa Chamber?
C'ho la pubblicità io adesso.
Ah, sto pensando che gruppo era.
C'è Yai che lo uso spesso. Se no c'è
Quello con gli occhiali, lo vedo ogni tanto.
Cazzo c'è?
I Loud che sono brasiliani?
I Loud sì, credo di sì. Ma hanno cambiato più di metà giocatori. Cioè su 5 ce n'è uno che c'era anche gli scorsi. Ci manca Aspas, che era fortissimo, Crashes, però non so dove sono andati a giocare. I Loud hanno vinto non gli scorsi, ma quelli prima.
In Brasile.
No, hanno vinto i mondiali.
Sì, no, dico i brasiliani.
Sì, i brasiliani.
Bene, vivono nelle tende, vincono i mondiali.
I Leviathan secondo me sono tipo...
I baffi potevi toglierli.
Argentina, i Leviathan.
Everyone, I'm here with STK from Loud, and that was a very, very close map, very back and forth. It was an 8-4 half, but then we brought it back to being close. What made Loud take it in the end?
I feel like we adapted very good about what they are doing because we saw some material that they're playing
Piace
on
Tarik
off-season.
che sta streamando sti VCT a 70.000
similar things. And then like Sadak played really good in the end of the game in and off of clutch moments for us.
Italiani
so
non ce l'hanno.
our team is like tactical stuff, but we have like all 5 players that are really good individually. You know?
Obrigada.
Tra l'altro non sapevo, ma sto cazzo. Vediamo che cazzo è.
Good look at a really interesting round here. I think both teams played a fantastic map of Split, and this shows how they sort of counter each other out before the round and during it. First thing we're going to need to look at is the Viper setup the Sentinels are throwing every round, right? We've got the wall over on B, and more important than anything, this orb right here. What that orb does is fully deny the solo Omen anchor that wants to chill out on backside, jump peek, and just have permanent information. And it does that because they are allowed to walk out through both the right and left side. So Omen always needs a friend on that B site, unless he's playing in front of it. That's how Loud countered it. Almost every single round, we would see them trying to get forward B main position and counter it out in that way. We ended this round 130 in, Zekin already gone. Sentinels are at a disadvantage, so they're trying to reset the round and play a little bit through mid. During this, you'll also see Cow and Zine get the rotation over. Loud are reading the ideas that Sentinels are trying to throw them. But more than that, they want to re-clear out B main, because as this orb goes up, and now we've actually lost information in main, they're going to use Dog and try to set up up for a fight and get that forward space for themselves. So Dog goes out through B main. They know there's no one there just yet. Dog doesn't actually catch anyone, but they have mid control. So now they make the decision, we still have Sky Seekers, let's get more. Sky goes back towards spawn, and but through this position in spawn, it means that when the Seekers go through, they're either going to go A if players are on A, or B there. It's the best
il miglior
spot for
punto
him
da
to be able
tirare
to cast that in
l'ultimate.
the round. If Sky just cast it from here,
Si capiscono
that
dove
info,
stanno
if it goes
attaccando.
towards the right, players could be mid, they could be A. It's not quite as precise. So those Seekers come through, and 3 go over towards the A side. Now we're going to stay there. We're going to lean into that B side. Loud can't fully rotate off of A because there's 4 players alive, so there could still be an A insert off of that early aggression. And that's why Loud wait for just a moment. But Sentinels resetting the round. John QT knows he still has time. And like he did so often through this game, he links up with his initiator player and double lurks through mid, which is really, really interesting. And look at the timing here. Loud still knows there's players in B main. We're down to 30 seconds that they have to make this split happen. And John QT, the timing is perfect. Wait for it. The Viper Orb is not up yet. They keep creeping forward. No fight is given to them. 25 seconds. It ticks, and right here at 20 seconds, Orb goes up the same time they are trying to enter into heaven. And now here's the critical error. Both Omen and Sky are fighting on the left side of the site. There's no one on the right side to help out their Viper up in heaven. And would you look at that? The timing is just about perfect. Tens teleports through that smoke, gets the kill while the mid players are baiting, and they're able to wrap around. Tens finds 2. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous round that Sentinels are able to play out for a win. It wasn't enough for them to get the win in the game overall, but man, both teams were reading each other and playing so well. This series
Sì, però sono stati sincronizzati, cioè hanno prestato entrambi allo stesso momento.
Ooh, I like that. We get a little the walking
così è
transition over
impossibile
here.
difendere.
Yeah, one excellent breakdown, and I think it illustrates that the hoops that these two teams were going through to
Ma è la torretta di Killjoy.
play, try and figure each
Ah,
other
sì?
out. So it is
Sì,
really
è la
apropos that
sì, la
Sadak
torretta
was
di
just like, I'm
Killjoy.
gonna win.
I mean, that is literally
L'hanno
what
inquadrata
happened
prima.
again. Those 2 rounds diving out of a heaven on the flood retakes, just taking it in his stride. There's a reason you cannot doubt this
Hai
guy.
visto che
He
è uscita
really
l'action
proved what
figure
Loud has
di
been
Killjoy
working on
nello
during
store
this
di Valorant?
offseason. I think his style of IGL is just so
197
good at
euro.
making a new player like QCK come
Ho
to
visto quello di
play.
Reina,
That
costava
wasn't pressure
400
for
euro.
him to
tipo.
be spots, to be solo anchoring sites, to have everything on him. Instead, he was worked into this setup with a double initiator comp that enabled him to be his best, and they thrived with it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for a second, though, let's actually dive over and check out what's going on with Coach Kaplan, excuse me, because we got Elizabeth standing by.
Tartagliato.
Comunque sta qualità della live
Here with
è
the
meglio
coach
della
of Sentinels,
televisione.
Kaplan. No, Kaplan, very, very close
Wait,
match, and it ran away from you in the end. I was just talking to
Elizabeth.
STK from Loud, and he said there was a lot of material for them to look at.
Cazzo i soldi
Sentinels.
zero,
Did you know going to this that would be a disadvantage, or were you okay with that?
Nah, we're okay with it. We had a long, 6 weeks or so
Comunque c'era uno che
after
giocava senza
Africa
skin
TV in
prima.
Korea to make sure that we round
Poveretti.
ourselves out, have a lot
Guarda
of
che
different
sono lì che
plays,
comprano
and
le skin.
we trust that we have game plans
ma
that
sono
we can run multiple times, stuff like that.
Credo che sia un account quello lì dove fare questo.
There is something to point out with what Coach Kaplan said there, which was, we're just going to play it out. We're just going to wait our time. Like, these things happen, right? You can't be expected to win every single game. And obviously, teams are coming in with, a lot of hype, a lot of extra pizzazz this year. But the thing is that Loud, man, they read that, and you just can't. If you're a Sentinels fan, you're like, oh, they should definitely win this game. Come on, man. You lost like 2 rounds to Loud. Cry about it. Like, it's fine, guys. Shake it off and move on.
Like, literally, that was such a good game because, you have to remember, first half for Sentinels looked very, very strong, and I genuinely think, that was the highest quality Valorant for sure we have seen already. It's 3 series. Let's relax, people. But, man, I really liked what I was seeing from both of those teams.
Not just highest quality Valorant we've seen thus far this year in Americas, but I think the highest we've seen from Sentinels in quite a while. They had a great game plan. I was impressed with John QT's adaptation, but they lost at the end. Still, I think there's a lot of positives to take
Lots
from
to be
that
proud
map
of for both
one.
teams.
Both teams. You're just in the middle here. Mr. Happy Guy, do you want everyone to have fun, GB?
So unbiased. I really appreciate that
What
about
can
you,
I say?
GB.
I'm just a nice guy. I just really care about everyone.
You're so nice.
No, but honestly, there is, I feel like no matter how it went, you can't be a fan of Loud or Sentinels. Look at that game and be disappointed either way.
Stop, guys.
You just can't. Stop it. You just can't be disappointed either way. Like, that was a fantastic freaking game of Valorant.
And a good preview because we're moving on to Ascent next. And what we saw on Split was both IGLs doing some mid-round masterclassing, right?
Yeah.
from John QT, the re-clears, I think were super effective on their defensive half, and I would say Sawed Off, what he was able to do with such a informationless composition, just a Sky, no Cypher, how he was moving his team up was very, very good.
Split è una mappa di merda. Cioè, a me piace, però è difficilissimo.
Difficile, grossa
e poi è una delle mappe con più livelli possibile, cioè è proprio da giochi in verticale.
And assisting John QT in those mid rounds, which meant that Tens and Zekken were often alone on their extremity, setting each other up. I think they make a great duo, whether it's the Omen and that dive agent, or what I would expect here on Ascent.
C'è ancora Omen.
Is it's going to be Tens KO and Zekken on the Jet. I think they've proven how good they are together, and we're not surprised on one side, but on the other.
Che Phoenix, guarda che figo che qua.
Va, finalmente.
Quello gioca sempre Breach.
Doppio smoker ancora loro.
Ma su Ashen,
bel team quello dei Sentinel, molto bello.
Quello di Loud dici?
Quello dei Sentinel.
Ah, i Loud non hanno un difensore.
Ma lo sanno se parte un attacco difesa?
Se decidono, chiedono loro che quando scelgono le mappe decidono se iniziare in attacco. Infatti split prima Loud e di attaccare.
Yeah, and what's insane is that it's a Breach again without a Sentinel. Like, Breach is usually so good at making trap plays off of Sentinel information, but Loud have to work without that. They have to anticipate the moves of Sentinels, which is how they beat them back on squad.
It was so impressive there, and they will have to do it again. For me, this is going to be the test yet again for John QT. You get sent a surprise in agent select. How can you quickly figure out how your opponent's comp wants to play?
Cool ideas across the board. Let's see how it plays out. I know one person, as Ender said, who really loves a Phoenix. It's Sideshow and Bran.
Avanti in modi baffi,
I was not expecting this. Someone's cooking, and I don't know if it's burn or if it's Michelin's chef.
La
I don't know what the quality of it is. But yeah.
Guarda quanta gente c'era dietro con le telecamere, porco giù.
He always comes up with weird compositions. We've seen him play
Neanche
Breach
la
on
D'Urso
Pearl before. We've seen him play unusual ascent comps. We've seen him play the triple
peccato che in
smoke
Italia
comp as
siamo
well on
indietro
Blind
come
that he ran.
Dio.
And yeah, what Ender's saying, there are ways to play Phoenix on this map. You've
Sono
actually
curioso di
got a
capire come
really
usa quello
good
Keio, che se usa le sue
flash
line-up
initiation
almeno.
into A too. The thing is, all of the teams that have tried
C'è
to run
Tenzeta
that
che conosce
have just
tutte le line-up di
generally
Keio.
not quite been able to get the same consistent value.
Madonna, ho visto un
as
video che
the
ha fatto su
default
YouTube,
comp.
ma c'è delle robe. Porco giù.
So did I. So did I.
È che è la volta buona che pusha, no?
So no contest over A main at the start, and that should allow this ult op to be farmed. Now, of course, the Phoenix is not going to farm the ult op.
Frenzy?
Like we were expecting.
Okay.
It's
I mean, the KO ult is amazing. It's the best ult that you have on the attack side. But when QCK only needs 6 orbs, I would expect them to be putting it into the
Ci fai caso, nessuno li spinge.
Knife.
Guarda come cazzo entrano, guarda che roba.
Supposedly a guaranteed kill, but here we go. Zekken was just tucked
Adesso fanno retake.
to disengage. That's the first kill for him.
Breach si è chiuso fuori.
I was in trying to reposition now, taking up, reclearing into mid. He's worried about that flank attempt.
Deve guardare che non flanchino.
Stays alive really as well.
Che poi il flank e il controflank.
As soon as this door opens, QCK might just go for the flank.
But it looks like they want to try and fight this one forwards into the smoke. That's a right click from Zelsis. Deals with him handedly now. 2 years down into hell. Are they going to clear him out here? Anchoring player towards the back. That's how.
Kawazin's miles away.
And that's a
Perché le line-up e VCT, ragazzi, veramente imbarazzanti.
Here, but with the orb up as well, on top of that, the lineup, they want to try and push forwards into them. Zelsis, he can't stick to the fuse when this is going on. Time is really running short. Time is really running out. Unless he's still alive, weaving all over the place. A knife in action.
No, la vince così.
No.
Madonna che roba.
Come ho fatto a vincere, scusa?
Line-up
C'erano le 2 granate. Sì, c'erano le 2 granate di Viper.
Bestie, le line-up e VCT sono se pianti.
And then the Viper lineups.
So now immediately, this is going to be rattling questions throughout Sentinel's
ma le
brains,
line-up e
especially
VCT non le ho
John
mai
QT.
viste, credo.
It's brought forwards, how do you deal with this comp now? They're going to be thinking, well, now we have to contest top mid. If they ever get into that post plan, we can't let the Viper just get off these mollies.
Yeah, or we have to be extremely rapid on the retake.
Yeah.
And the quicker you are on the retakes, probably the more mistakes you're going to make. Or you have to, you know, not check a certain area because you're going so quick.
Oh, però stranamente pushano in 5 un sito.
Sì, tra l'altro c'è solo KJ. E adesso entrano, punto. Guarda di quante
Sì,
abilità.
ma guarda quante abilità e come cazzo le buttano, guarda che roba.
Pulito tutto, pulito.
Beh, questo glielo lasciamo,
Vabbè, ma non è detto, adesso li cacciano fuori.
Alle classiche.
Ah, minchia, Phoenix può mettere il muro anche così? Non sapevo.
When Loud used to play the default composition on Ascent, back when they had Aspas, Sassy, Pancada, when they won Champions, they were amazing on Ascent. And
Pancada anche c'era, ecco chi
era on their attack side and run a lot of 4-1 AXX. And it sounds super simple, but if you're amazing at them, it's pretty difficult to stop.
Juicy K hunting for the kills. 2 away from the ult as well with his death, only the 1 now. You're right, Josh. It's difficult to stop. Especially with the executes. I mean, the util that they just unload.
Quelli spero bene che muoiono con la bomba.
Infatti. Se non perdono soldi. Adesso parte il match.
È la prossima anche questo.
Odi? Sova?
In attacco?
No, in difesa.
Comunque, per come usano le armi sembrano molto il nostro rank.
È vero.
Minchia, ma usano le nap, quello che adesso si usa l'Odin. Guarda lì, guarda che roba.
Vabbè, sì.
Vabbè,
ma è una tecnica tipica.
Ah, vedi dove pinera lui, guarda.
Ma com'è morto Phoenix?
Non so, non l'ho visto.
Da Jet, secondo
They reclear it, pop flash back in, grab a kill, leave. So QCK's not going to be getting up to that.
Vedi dalla spalla.
Sure. Going up for the next. Nice teams left in a 4v5.
Che li scioglie?
Spamming, hoping, praying.
Perché ne uccide una?
And the shock dart. Here it is.
Madonna!
Omen c'è 13 HP.
Oh my goodness. One step away. They're going to be able to hear this reload now with a knife as well. Do they want to try and go off of this?
Comunque pushare il sito dove c'è Killjoy e dove c'è un Odin deve essere folle.
Delays it for a few seconds at least. Now they're just found a
Perché ce ne 2 in sito?
Flash rebounds. In through the back as well. Counter flash play once more. That's Celsius just trying to set him up, but he's open to all of them as well as the smoke fades away. Lucky to just grab the one, but they've still got his anchor.
Che stava come un ratto, porca troia. Sì, la volta muori.
No choice but to try and get out of there. He's still alive. Still survives.
Ora sova. Quell'attrezzo lì come viaggia.
Ce l'hai di fianco. Oh cane.
Ma guarda. Minchia che schifo. Che schifo. Che
terzo
schifo.
round. Oh ragazzi, l'Odin su sta map è devastante.
Che schifo. Io avrei già scritto qualche insulto bastardo.
Ma l'Odin su questa mappa è troppo forte.
Ti eri già alzato in piedi, cazzottone in faccia. Io però quell'uomo lì con 13 HP, ragazzi.
Che ha schivato la freccia.
Io ho schivato la freccia per niente.
Pensa che c'era a un torneo che c'era uno che ha sparato sul cadavere dell'avversario, l'hanno bloccato, ce l'hanno sospeso subito.
Ti sospende.
Ai.
Cioè neanche ti buggate, è proprio solo sparato sul
però io dico boia.
Si capisce un cazzo, guarda! Hai visto come ha evitato la flash?
Qua gli ha mangiato.
Ma hai solo visto come cazzo ha evitato la flash?
Sì, ho visto.
Ma poi chi è che era lì che stava chiudendo la porta? Ma quante cazzo abilità c'era addosso? Quello non poteva scappare.
Sova.
Era la ulti di Sova, il cannone di Breach. Questa è stata clamorosa.
Comunque
cioè, guarda che roba.
Due liste basta, secondo me è meglio. Perché le abilità degli initiator per entrare sono troppo utili.
Non ho capito la prima parte che hai detto.
Che le abilità degli initiator sono troppo utili. È meglio un 2 liste 2 initiator.
Ah sì.
Ma infatti loro fanno così, se vedi, guarda.
Ma hai visto? Tirano dentro terremoti, trappole, esplosioni, granate, flash.
Ah, si devono entrare dentro.
Just a half buy for Loud.
Mid però l'hanno preso,
Exploration. Do the usual tidy work as well. Make sure they get rid of that alarm bot.
E lo sanno che l'hanno preso. No, non posso vincere il low round, ragazzi, dai.
Non lo so, sai. Se una sceriffo in mano sono pericolosi. Questo con la frenzy lasciamo perdere. Secondo me lui non è proprio capace di usare qualcos'altro di fare un colpo alla volta.
No.
Ma poi che cazzo? Ma dai, ma come fai VCT a non pulire l'angolo? Ma come fai VCT a non pulire l'angolo? Oh, quell'Odi fa miracolo,
Ma l'hai visto?
Sì, però i VCT non mi pulisci l'angolo, no,
Io salto la scrivania e ti sparo la testa.
And it's not like QCK could courier the rest of the guns to the rest of his team.
Che sova mi sta facendo venire nervoso.
They want to play up on lane here aggressively. Popped up. That clears it, just in case. Odin spam have to be aware, cautious of that B main player. Of course they don't know that. Paranoia now moving forwards and there's that just unconventional.
Lo sa usare comunque quell'Odin,
Guarda che roba. Comunque hanno vinto il low,
Ma sì, ma Dio cane, dai, non mi pulisci l'angolo nei VCT?
Quello è stato un po' grave.
Sembriamo veramente noi, Hanno vinto con le classics di qua.
Adesso c'è un load in conto.
Boom!
Porco cazzo!
Porco dio che bot.
Che tegola. Che tegola.
Sì, ma mica, ma visto che cazzo di cliccata che ha fatto mid quello con l'Odi. Follia quella roba lì.
One way.
Purely react Andy from us.
Yeah. It has to be when you have comps like this. But major ultimates up. That's a great recon.
Non capisco perché il Phantom in una mappa così lunga. No. Ma stanno giocando male.
That's an incredible reaction from Loud to go immediately for the fault line and punish
Piatti addosso, zio porca.
Che cazzo di skin è questa dell'Odi?
Glitch pop.
È glitch pop?
Sicuro?
Sì.
Non è quella del Far West?
No. Sono quasi sicuro al 100% che è glitch pop.
Vabbè, in Ganishin, piantate.
Ma c'è l'erba qui, non lo sapevo. 3 contro 4.
It's looking like an almost impossible retake. 3 players off the site. No intention of taking this into the retake. No one Kawazine has that roll in
A
thunder.
ulta gli vuoi.
Beh, mi si è bloccato.
Anche a me, è ripartito.
I think they're gonna save.
Yeah.
Loud have just got so much going on.
Ma cosa c'hanno delle pecore in studio?
Sì, c'è una pecora.
They've got such major tools. Now there is a question about how this comp is going to work on defense. They don't have a standard sentinel. They're not going to be able to keep info in, mid with a turret or an alarm bot. So they'll have to be active. But they have a comp that's just got so many flashes.
Non capisco perché un 3 contro 4 i VCT non ci provi, ma veramente.
So you could expect them to
Vedi che gli interessava l'economia più del dovuto.
Oh, P.
Ha preso operator e lo di.
Però penso una kill, no, dai.
You could say that Sentinels have been
Il gioca senza scudo.
VCT?
Ok che prendi solo in testa. In teoria, anche se di testa ne vede poco. Ma non un po' esagerato così.
Adesso li massa.
Beh, ci sta che sente anche da una pausa. Cioè che culo che gli fa che poi.
Devi pulire i cazzo, gli angoli!
È 0-4 che sta, ok.
And I don't know every team's comp in the world, but I'm pretty sure no one else is playing this. But you think about the other side.
Porco dio, ma che è sta merda!
Ti
vuoi svegliare, coglione?
every single time they scrim. Like 99% of the time, they're going to be playing against similar ideas to what Sentinels are doing right here. Yeah. So in terms of Loud being able to just rely on protocols they've already built, that's going to happen. But SEN have to be thinking creatively, improvising the entire time on the fly. On a map where they've also not had very much success in the off-season. Like when I said that the map pool was great for Sentinels, I was thinking map 1, map 3. So this is going to be rough. SEN have got to dig deep here.
Loud with the absolute sucker punch comp to potentially take it in 2-0 early days yet.
Minchia, guarda che ratto, stava 11-3.
And they got a bait and switch set up here, Sentinels. They got
E poi rimangono due ulti che sono veramente pericolosi.
That's important. They won't expect tens there.
But at the same time, Loud are not going anywhere near it. We had 3 players bunched up towards Gelato, could have taken a main control.
Però hanno il mid completamente libero. Cioè, boh, io non capisco questa cosa.
Lasciano sempre qualcosa libero, non so. Perché secondo me vanno molto sul retake. Però se arrivano da dietro...
Capito? Ma questi sono dentro, C'è solo Sova,
ma adesso Sova stai a vedere che so fa Ace. Sto ratto del cazzo.
Dio boy.
He dodged it. Dodged the ult. Straight towards him. And Sassy, the one that comes up with the goods.
Tanto la spike l'hanno lasciata lì.
Regroup with the rest of his team, but he's made this so much more winnable.
What about Tui's? He's on a lurk down mid right now. If he can catch Sassy or John Cutie, the round could become winnable again.
Pausing the play because they need to get the spike back as well, seeking to just spam when they hear that util, but you're right. 2 years. He can make it winnable, but he has to come alive. Hunter's Fury. One connection down to the B main player. Out wide, John QT.
Come spara questo?
Paranoia still available. We blind them up and another smoke as well. Fakes it like he's repositioning. He is still going to be stuck there. Mid, no longer accessible here, and it's going to make this retake just a bit more awkward. But with the door shut, they maybe don't have to worry about it. Flash play! Less. He plays off of it, picks it apart, and already gains the one, but still the plays now need to get into the side. It's traded. Sadak, he's alone towards the back, and 2 years needs to really speed this one up, because with Sadak dead, it's all on
Sova
him.
fa il fuoco questa partita.
L'ho detto che Sova un ratto del cazzo. Minchia, Sova era la Sky di prima che faceva 4-18 prima.
Sì.
Si è tenuto un sito da solo.
Vabbè, ha avuto anche il culo qua adesso. 14-3 sta facendo. Guarda qua. Ma che buco di culo che ha sviato proprio quella di Breach all'ultimo. Guarda, la prendeva mezzo metro più in là.
Or just a bit of good luck with where he was positioned.
He's 14. And 3.
He is farming. And I'll tell you what, my favorite statistic is this. Sassy
ecco, io fosse in tanzetta andare, mi alzerei e andrei a vedere 2 schiaffi sul coglione di Sova.
0%. Sassy has never won a map.
Il mid sempre completamente libero. Non riesco a capire.
Lascia sempre quello libero. Prima B, adesso mid.
Sì, li fanno incanalare.
Bridge girato di schiena.
Straight down mid. One of the difficulties of this flash comp might have is dealing with these operator players. You don't have the Sova drone, the dart to just try and clear off the jet operator. Zekken did find the value of it, but they've walked themselves into mid, using the wall just across. TP into the back of the site. John QT though, he is being assaulted now at a position. Util used, but a bit of a pause again into the play here by Loud. QCK.
Porco cane.
Porco dio.
Good punish. Yeah.
Ah, è uscito Sova.
That was all Sassy. Just spraying it all the way down. And guess what? John QT is still there towards the back of the site. These flashes are being sent flying long range artillery. No kills to be gained, but John QT still wants a piece of the action.
Ah, vaffanculo.
All the way over him.
Non riattaccati,
In their source.
Il timeout serve comunque.
Si resetta un attimino il cervello.
La minaccia del sospendere lo stipendio.
Sì. Non è che gli dà tattica, gli dice 1 milione in meno, ragazzi.
Quante flash ha preso in faccia.
And yeah, definitely it doesn't hurt that Sassy's 15 and 4. It definitely doesn't hurt.
Comunque sta partita sembra quando ho fatto io Ace, questo 15 con l'altro a 5.
No.
Oh my, and there we go, the punish.
Il push di merda.
Knife connected of course, but now retreating in order for tens. Backs away, he does have reinforcements arriving.
Comunque pensavo fossero più lindi, invece mica ne fanno di cappellate anche loro.
E poi contro un team di 5 Radiant,
teoria sono immortal, non tutti i personaggi. Però... E guarda lì, uno... 3 hanno le armi, 2 no. Perché?
Don't break it. Spots the two of them, and now it really alerts them that there's going to be potentially an A split. Obviously, the option to pivot it up into mid for Loud here. 5T doesn't connect. They waited out with 45 seconds.
Poi chi apre? Quello con un'alarma.
Dodges it. Stun though in his face. Is there going to be util once more? Has the TP to just disengage. Zekken goes down. Punish! But here we go. He split it up, dividing a fight, and maybe he can create a bit of an angle to try and get something done. No, Kawasing takes it away from him. Sassy from on high. Brings down 2 years.
That is
2v4.
Simply filthy. I don't see a way back in for Sentinels here. They'd have to make magic happen from Sassy and John Q.
Water guns. No one playing in hell. They don't want to get spammed down here. Kawasing still holding for this flash as well. There it is. Finding them up, delaying. John QT just making a clearance.
L'Odin in sta mappa è devastante, troppi punti che vuol bene.
As I say that. Hello. But no, not enough done here. If John QT maybe got something else, just got to back away.
And Sassy can't save the Odin, can't save the op. The kill onto Zekken is outrageous, because when you look at the way that Loud's comp is structured, they don't have a recon to push away the Opper, they don't have a drone to push them away, they just have to rely on flashes. So when Zekken gets pushed off the angle...
Aggiorneremo.
Va bene. Ci sentiamo domani.
Hit the rifle shot against the Opper, you're stuffed. And that's the shot that Kawasing hits to punish Zekken as he tries to get back onto the angle. You see the little message in chat there, actually, from somebody on Sentinels. Didn't catch who it was, saying this util is insane. Yeah.
Just appreciation, you know.
Well, they're trying to come up with ideas on the fly, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sentinels really getting tested here. Oh, 10's just slipping out.
Still money for the goodbye here. Second this time. Again with the op, but he's stunned up. This is the common position he's been playing. Flashes, sent flying with the molly as well. He can't re-peek off into heaven. Sassy's here. The Odin. What kind of noise cue is he waiting for? The plant? Yes, he is. There's one. No chance to try and walk through the door. There was a timing attempted by QCK. Up top, though. Here it is. Paranoia. Dash forwards into the smoke.
Porco cane, Jet. Che bello ultimo, Jet.
That's what Sen have been looking for. The retake, and finding ways to make their utility work for them, right?
I mean, this is a treat between both of these teams. You're watching a team in real time having to adjust for this brand new comp. Pulling up stuff that has very good ideas. I mean,
allora mica volevo vedere TNZ in due lì, scazzo, non con...
I think Sentinels there, one of the things that worked for them, they found a pace
ma secondo me è impostato il team proprio così, sai?
Forse lui bravo.
Loud were getting ready to throw counter utility, and they hit them with a paranoia, and instantly followed up with a KO flash, and Zekken's in. He's in so fast.
Exactly.
But still, it's 5-5. Usually we would be saying on Ascent, wow, what a lovely attack side from Loud. They've got 5 rounds. This is really good. But we just have no concept of how good this comp is going to be on defense. Maybe Loud need more on their attack side. It's actually really hard to tell. And I think SEN won't feel comfortable at any scoreline from here, because they're still going to have to think really heavily about what their approach is on the other side of the map too.
Yeah.
So this gets... The danger is never going to stop. It's going to be the same as Split, I think. Just anyone's game the whole way through. But Loud's economy is knocked down quite a bit in this round. Not that that matters too much. We've seen Sadak get really creative with his ways of turning the smaller weaponry into picks. Both teams have.
Let's set up with the Odin, just in case there's a bit of spam coming his way. He's hoping to counter it. Deep drone to set up Zekken now with the op. Gets the tag onto less. Pushes him away. Zekken can hold that space into B main. That's going to give them a nice little avenue, but mid is being taken now. Paranoia from Tens goes a bit
Sono piccato, quindi.
And Celsius is thinking, in theory, they could be walking spawn right now.
Just from that Phoenix walk.
Yeah, Tens and Sassy looking for it.
Here it is. Oh,
this is a fake.
Flash through. Going to be pulling players as well. All eyes towards mid here, just seeking to try and stop this one. But GCK around the side 10s, he deals with it. Might be a fake, but it didn't really pull the players like they were expecting. But they are slowly creeping in through tree. Side by side here, John QT. He's still alive. Knife didn't get off here, so he still has his abilities. Might get off.
Oh mio Dio.
For him though, deals with it with 2 players falling, eventually traded. Les and 2 years are alive. Smoke up here, but Les is weak. And Tens gonna try and make a play here. Plant.
Però vedi, si aspettano l'altro a fondare tech, proprio guardare che era uno dietro l'altro e poi parte.
Non va mai da solo.
Should be Sentinels rounds.
Sta roba dobbiamo imparare anche noi.
Bit of spam here will do wonders. The smoke blocks that dart potentially here. Close inside, that's a trade.
Loro aspettano, li fanno piantare tranquilli proprio. Si aspettano tutti e poi vanno dentro con le abilità.
Sta roba dobbiamo impararla anche noi.
E vuol dire anche che non hanno usato le abilità all'inizio del round come noi usiamo tutte le abilità all'inizio del round. VCT preferiscono il retake.
Your fake hasn't really worked. You haven't gained enough space off the back of it. So it's a cute idea, but
Io a 20 kill sova, porco dio.
Sbarrato al caso.
He's feasting.
Cioè praticamente 6 punti li ha fatti da solo.
Null Commando online and John QT in the radius. Where's the knife?
Backing away. Playing really far back actually, almost anticipating this one. Yeah, he is. So he's still going to be able to get those killjoy mollies off.
Io H non li fa entrare.
Side here with the smoke propped up.
Direi poi di no.
Però ne ha 30. Guarda che io
2 HP.
Non più.
Ma sei uscito da solo?
Ah, per tornare in vita al massimo.
Bella sta tech.
This is a foul concoction, isn't it? All the way forwards here, just trying to fight over the killjoy. Set up this lockdown, close in the corner.
Chiappa tutti.
No, gli ha fatto
There was a chance.
Inculati bene con quella killjoy.
Ripping off the heads. Sadak towards
Inculati bene.
double face. The SEN to
Minchia
play
che io.
in this first half. This is
Bella mossa, si è ucciso con la granata per tornare a full vita.
With the pace increase. That round was so quick. Fighting inside the Viper ult, making sure that the lockdown could go off. Really good defense of that lockdown, making sure that there was no opportunity for Loud to win that.
Minchia che stecca.
Post plant seemed potent on the pistol round, and yet we hadn't really seen it at any other
Guarda lì, guarda quante teste vedi, 0.
7-5. Who's in the lead? I have no idea.
It's so difficult to tell. Well, earlier we spoke with Lao's IGL Sadak about why they're a team
voglio vedere
that is
Sunset.
fearless, and it might have something to do with these comps. I'm not too sure.
Almeno parrebbe.
Somos un time que realmente jogamos sem medo. Por isso que sempre que começamos jogo a gente grita sem medo. Isso tentamos sempre levar em tudo que a gente faz, de testar novos personagens, entender novos metas, entender novos estilos de jogo. E é uma coisa que realmente tem definido muito o nosso time. Somos um time que você nunca consegue esperar algo normal, porque não sabemos se vamos aparecer com outra composição, não sabemos se vamos jogar de outro estilo diferente. É um time sem medo mesmo.
Infatti giocano strano i Loud.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just don't know which direction they're going to be going into when they're pulling out comps like this. And, you know, to refer back to what you were asking a bit earlier, we don't really know which side this favors. We don't know if this Loud comp is going to have so many more different looks as well on the defensive side. In theory, they got a lot of delay with the Viper mollies.
Give me red buddy.
Phoenix, all these flashes to try and push them back.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I think they'll be playing a lot of, like, almost trap plays, like re-clear.
Yeah.
There's some really nasty stun lineups. Breach on this map is very good. It's just hard to come up with a comp that is worth moving away from the meta. But you can see that Sentinels are struggling. They have managed to lead the half, despite Loud also winning pistol. So that's excellent. They really were coming up with good ideas to increase the pace.
Ma sono i coaching.
Play for those A retakes.
Sì, sono i coach.
Massive test.
Yeah, this next pistol round is going to be a
Devi giocare in verticale. No, non è
get them
questo.
both, then that is going to boost their win rate of this composition massively.
Yeah.
No, mi sa che è quello.
To be honest, the default composition is default for a reason, because it just gets so much value.
Ma non è in verticale.
No,
Forse perché ha un 24 pollice e l'altro 27. No, però scrivi più uguali. Per la ripresa che...
Sì, può essere dall'altro.
Already is.
Devi vedere l'attacco.
This is a stacked group. The game later
Vediamo.
should also be ridiculous.
Per ora sono 4-1.
Americas, I think, but here we go. Timers ticking down, beginning at a round. No fast plays in sight.
Les has bought a sheriff. I mean, it's like the most defensive agent that Loud have, and he's chosen not to go with
giusto.
Incredibly based.
Non hanno una grande difesa.
Pulling out the sheriff purchase on the pistol. Jump spot, 2 years season. They want to punish this actually. There's a dash.
È appena arrivato, ma guarda che roba.
Smoke. Would be the counter play. Damage through the smoke. Sadak lucky.
Questo è difficile, sono già al filo.
Early an injury.
Però sono lenti, minchia, guarda Killjoy dove cazzo è ancora.
Going to be any kind of pop flash play through the smoke. I think that's extremely likely.
Guarda Phoenix.
It's all being combined. And Loud got everything to deal with this one. Smoke in their face as well. Celsius is completely isolated away. Damage being done. John QT knocked down to absolutely almost anything. They're just spamming away into the smoke. Maybe Celsius can get lucky. Bit of RNG. Maybe
che smoke bastarda
dodging all
questa.
these bullets well enough, but still only good for the one. It's traded out wide. Turret dealing with it, sticking it. 2 years. There's only 2 bullets left, and it's not going to be enough. Pistol round for Loud.
Ma aspettavo.
And I got to agree with Sentinels. This util is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, the setup, the Phoenix mollies even just on their own are cooking. I mean, that's like almost the last piece of util that you think to optimize when you're thinking about running a Phoenix on the map, but it's getting so much value.
It's the first line of it. Forces them into hell if they are there. Then the KO nade comes in. Forces them into that. With the paranoid, the blind, they don't know what's occurring.
Yeah. And you just don't know which areas Loud are going to send the utility because Sen haven't practiced against this before.
Che Phoenix ha mandato quel cazzo di fuoco pazzesco. Altro pure l'ha flashato, quindi manco poteva muoversi.
Which is going to be huge for them. It's not a refight. Less. It's there, but eventually respecting them. Just backing away here, including dash being used. But end of the day, still just an eco for Sen and a refight. Les is just re-clearing it immediately. He is fearless.
The more kills that QCK gets, he could very quickly get up to an ultimate on the bonus.
2 players spotted. This is Les just pushing him down, man. I mean, with the Spectre from this range, still risky business, but he's getting away with it. Sends the CP deep. Tree.
Caught.
Spotted now, though.
Yeah. Didn't get caught by the knife, but got caught with the eyeballs.
That's nice.
Unless being punished, they might think that B is open. Kawanzin's still home, though.
There's a lot of util to his name on top of it, so...
And just while we have a bit of downtime in this round, look at the Viper Wall. This is not a common one. I haven't seen too many other teams use this, but it lets you fight mid. It has a bit of protection over catwalk. Good protection for B main. Like, if you exec B, you have to go through it twice, through lane as well. Disgusting Viper Wall that Les has cooked up.
Difficult challenge here. 17 seconds. Door closed, second.
They can get a plant.
They can get a plant, yeah. With the door closed, they're not going to suspect. 10 seconds left. Okay, well, a market player, John QT rejoins him onto the site. Nice connects here. Enough time for the plan on top of it. Had to be extra short, there was nobody back site. Swapping around the guns for the healthier player. John QT, what can you do?
Che 2 contro 4, vedete.
Cacophony of utility waiting for them. Flash, just dodge for a moment, but you can't dodge the bullets. QCK.
Ma Killjoy comunque è morto senza usare né le granate né... Forse le tiene per il round 2.
Chi?
Killjoy aveva tutto ancora da usare di abilità.
The Phoenix are online for the bonus round. What do you do with this though? Like, you don't want to push out too far on a SEN defense. You don't have a dash to follow up on any of the flashes. Maybe you just use it for retake?
Yeah, refighting main as well. Maybe if you hit him using the util.
Yeah. Go in there based off a stun and a flash.
Yeah.
And not be worried about losing a player. Or, possibly, you could tiles crunch by running your Phoenix down.
Wait a second.
Cosa?
Where's all this guy?
Tutti è scudo alto.
There's 3 players at the
Ma
top
è
Suda maybe can be
una roba abbastanza comune,
potentially
sì.
Sassy's here. He's holding
Probabilmente perché si sparano in testa cambia poco.
combining all of it. And they're out of there. Yeah, they don't want anything to do with it.
And a different Viper Ball from Les that
Hanno
actually covered top
pushati.
mid, so they weren't worried about that
Mid.
position.
Minchia,
And
guarda che
they
roba.
threw it twice when
It's
trying to
nasty.
say game main.
Yeah, it's nasty.
And look, Loud are ready to try and
B è
collect the
vuota.
React A push.
Already there.
Anche mid, cioè,
Already,
sono
there's
tutti
4 of them
lì.
in tree. All right, but now
Smocca B, ma tanto nessuno in B.
and Sentinels slowing things down.
Ma l'hanno capito, guarda che girano
back out
tutti.
around the map. Tens is staying A main though, so they've always got the opportunity to
Che
go
cazzo l'hanno
back
presa
to
lì?
A.
Avranno inserito gli
I think Loud will be
step.
pretty happy to play a B retake at this spot though, especially with the Phoenix.
Perché sennò Dio cane ha
So
girato
Sadak
tutto.
doesn't need to call for his team to spread.
Sono in 4 in A, c'è da solo che io.
Middle of all of that,
Per
Sen,
quanto
they
ce l'ha
lost
la
control.
granata, la
Lost main
coltello.
control.
L'ha lanciato 2 secondi fa.
If they use util, they reveal their hands, so they're just walking for
L'altro
now,
che c'è.
waiting for it. Now there's a flash. That was used actually sent out flying, I think, by Sadak, and he got all the noise cues. Updraft on top of it. Now the drone being used to send straight through. It's a deep smoke to actually just try and play out. That was 2 years sending that one.
Io.
Threatening that Sadak could try to get in.
Dai, sito vuoto.
Aspetta, voglio vedere retake.
No, it's going to be the full retake, and why not? VCK has the Phoenix ult.
Yeah, I think this could get dangerous even with the lower weaponry.
It's going to be on 10s, I think.
Questi 5 lì.
Playing himself there
Entrare
into B
cazzo.
main.
Guarda lì.
Flash,
Uno dietro
Sen finds out,
l'altro.
revealed his position.
Barry,
There's Sen
brutto
fighting over
posto.
it. Really aggressive into the front of the boathouse. Not going to be shying away. Beautiful kills from Les, but it's not really quite good enough
You
because
boy.
it's just left it up to QCK. Flashing through.
Ah, ma. Però vedi, sì, comunque hanno fatto. Cioè, hanno fatto comunque un bel retake. Ma hanno perso, però.
What a nice round by
Retake
Sen.
della Madonna.
Un retake così è. Porco giù. È difficile anche da gestire.
Dangling on a thread. Les back to running that
Ma ti
big
arrivano in
wall.
5 con tutte le abilità, sei in 1,4 m.
Pushing aggressively.
Anche
I
le
think
stecche
John
graficate
called a
che
beautiful round there, really making sure that he didn't fall into the trap that Sadak had set up. And Kaplan's pretty happy.
And that presence of mind to really
Mustache
show
Line
the
up.
mastermind. Yeah,
Cos'è?
he is. Copy
Line
that.
up di solo, bella.
Minchia,
Standard dart.
Uh.
Make sure to clear through into mid. No kill though. Lucky to be alive. QCK.
They give up all mid control based off the back of that though. And
Quello
one
è
of
il
the big
judge.
things about this Viper wall is that QCK can
Dragone.
call for it to drop so that he can pick the timings that are best for him. It always
Però vedi,
favors
non vedo
the
le
team
skin
that controls the
nuove.
wall.
Ho visto un coltello di uno, ma il resto ti usi le
But now
skin.
that he's been pushed so far back, that's not an option. Is John just setting up for a lockdown play B main here?
Amazine is playing the role of a turret.
Viper
here,
è pronta per
and when he
spannare.
takes contact, there's going to be spam from Les with the Odin.
Paranoia forced out over towards Catwalk as Loud had that area of the map
Sapevo cosa aveva kill.
Sending it now. Yeah. Lockdown through B main. Seconds through as well.
Viper non li fa entrare, però.
Extra element into the mix. Les running back. Is there going to be the gap to play?
Ah, minchia!
There's a
Lo
really
sanno
good
che è
timing
l'unico
from that
angolo
one, and he is
libero.
fully blinded up. That's 10s with the util. Excellent stuff.
30 seconds left.
Great positioning
Però
from
c'è Jet a
Celsius.
sinistra.
He's got Zekan to swing off as well.
Yeah, man down now. Aftershock flash. Looks like a fast play into this one, but they weren't accounting for that close corner as well that's being played because the door, it hasn't been opened. Didn't break the market door. And Sadak now has to consider, what the hell do I want to do here? I've got to judge. Kawazine 2, you've got to save it. Only 350 credits.
Second round in a row here where John has cooked up a really nice counter to what Loud are doing. Sentinels are taking quite a lot of mid control, threatening Cat, keeping players pinned on A, and then they manage to end B. And there's nothing that the Loud anchors can do. You know, they didn't have a setup to be able to break the lockdown. No ability to fight over B main. And that's a freebie.
Bell'attacco,
Especially with Les getting stuck in the corner. It felt like Les was expecting to be able to get a kill with his Odin by spamming, and so hoping that he would just go 1-for-1 even though he got detained. Ooh. But this comp is getting locked out. If you thought that all of the flash utility would help you retake B, that is proving not to be the case so far. And Sen is squeezing out some good value from the default
Che
composition.
Viper è alla
By bringing
ultima.
these rounds to a crawl. Buy is a little bit odd. It's with the guns that were saved by Loud. Not everybody has a rifle.
Ecco, questo è il tuo mito.
Again, waited it out this time. The deep dart. Taken out. Sentinel's going to be aware of the fact that there could be a player pushed down mid, but it's just Second who's posted up there. Now, later in, about 20 seconds in, we're going to see that re-clearance into main. Flash play. Sadak listening for the noise cues.
Sassy meant to miss that jump. It's
actually questo
understand.
It's hard to do. At least the silent jump.
The silent one. Yeah. Okay, so drone cancelled. Sadak gets a little bit of information, but this isn't where Zekken is. This isn't where the team is planning to finish. So things are still being disguised here for Sentinels.
Might be running into the judge.
Is there gonna be?
Oh boy. No, Sadak is there. The spike's been dropped down on top of it. UCK with the molly. Just denying any chance of that. Trying to get into the side here. That's an no come on!
Ma cosa sto vedendo?
That's dirty, man. It's disgusting. It's devastating.
Ma tanto se lo brucia.
That's matters into his own hands. He wants to have another go.
Ace.
Shutting it down.
Non ci credo.
Ace di judge.
Ma pensa che roba.
That's a filthy good ace from Sadak.
Ma pensa che roba.
The first couple of kills just with a good
Enter here to
and then the
win.
reposition is great as well.
Cos'è?
Sentinels were not fast enough to capitalize on the info.
Power
about the judge being
giveaway.
in one area. Sadak had already got the read. Sadak's
Vai power
mechanics
pitch.
look so clean.
They look so good. So damn good. I thought about
Yeah.
they're getting their money's worth.
Oh, they certainly are, yeah. Zekken's got the knives this round, and they're not playing very passively to start the round.
They're all the way in. QCK though.
Questo è un push.
Flashed and connected, I believe.
Questo è un push.
Flying over to the top, and there's a lot of players in mid. They're ready to receive this.
Guardate di nuovo quello di
Reactively
Madro.
take that space. In through B. Plant's probably going to be going down.
Tens, ma cosa sta facendo Tens sta partita?
More than cooking, maybe
Sta prendendo
overheating.
schiaffi.
But you have to take risks.
Non è concentrato.
Just trying to make the most of this. QT forced to run to the side. Paranoia sweeping through, and he's worried about the market players pushing forwards. There's two more players to meet him. They're more than aware of it. That is nice at least to just grab the one, but it leaves it just out of Sassy now, and it's a 1v4. The guy has been a menace, but what can you really do? Running and cutting seems to be the aim of the game. Deals with him. Loud, equalizing to 9-9.
Speeding things up on the defense worked when they could put more pressure onto the Loud post fight. But speeding things up at the start of the round is just going to run you into traps that you can't anticipate when you play against a comp that you've never seen before. Like they're not thinking about the fact
Che adesso
that
sarà
QCK
ulti.
actually has a
Sta
little
come
pocket
cazzo
with the
ulti.
Viper wall, so he can't get
Guarda,
flash.
guarda lì, hanno due ulti
Like, look at
bastardissimi.
this at the
Guarda.
start. He's playing anti-flash inside the Viper wall. Like there's just no
Che
shot
sono
there that
stretch
you're catching
tutte,
it.
guarda qua.
So
Ma questo no.
you know, that's one round where
Non tutti
there's
giocano
just too many
stretch.
people fighting over mid, and Sentinels didn't realize. They put their eggs in an explosive basket.
Non le bottigliette senza
and it
etichetta.
blew up in the face. So I think the more cautious
E quelli
approach
c'hanno
is
il
generally
Viper e
going to be better for
PK.
Sentinels. Here, the recon darts got broken, so Sen should expect someone to be playing close mid. No way.
Ma?
No way.
Pusha così?
They're just trying to play it through into
Schiatta
Cats.
fuori.
Not getting punished. Still, they hold their ground.
Pratica senza skin.
Spike dropped down onto Cat.
4
They
contro
weren't
3.
expecting it, but that's the power of this comp. You have so many flashes.
And you
Playing
can
a double
pick,
controller, you get exactly pick and choose your timings.
yeah, you pick when the Viper wall goes down, and they just exploded onto them. Now Sen are left reeling. I mean, they're trying to take some map control on the other side, assuming that Loud are playing over the spike.
Tanto senza
The spike
spike.
looks like a secondary
E
objective.
poi non ho
La
visto.
prende.
Just
La
littered around
prende
the
per
map.
l'ultimate.
Tends to go the ult to pick it back up if they want to make a go of it.
Ah,
Gonna see if they can take out some of these players as well. They're just anchoring, but less tucked to the side. Flash plays wasn't accounted for. Tens, he's all over the
Stanno
place.
spegnendo. Devo chiedere il timeout.
Lead in this round from Loud.
Yeah.
They fight over mid, which is where Sentinels were trying to go in the previous round.
Li hanno
They
capiti.
know that they're going B. They just feel it in their bones that Sen are going
Ah,
to
mi sa
finish
che
B and try
Sunset
and
non
use the
c'è.
Omen ult to pick up the spike.
Minchia,
And so
4
Loud
ulti
have
c'hanno di
4
Loud.
players ready to collect that.
Se continuano così
Look at
Sunset
this though,
non
the
c'è.
Viper wall
sta
goes
bene.
down. 2 players pushing out with the paranoia from Catwalk, and then flashes in mid. And Les is just chuckling to himself.
Giocano male, giocano male. Gli manca qualcosa. Vabbè, c'è anche da dire che mica non hanno neanche un cazzo di flash, quelli minchia ne hanno 200.
Now the map might be just getting out of hand for Sentinels.
È una team comp anche un po' scarsa secondo me per Ashen. Cioè non ha neanche una flash. Solo quelle di Keio, che però sta sempre lurkando, per cui anche in difesa, se vedete in difesa hanno vinto prevalentemente per Sova con Odine. Anche hanno fatto fatica bestia. Dai, questa è loro, dai.
Sen's going to be potentially clearing the back of the site here with his ult. Yes, he is. Sends it in. Doesn't see anybody for now. Waiting it out.
They're just not confident that the fake has worked. They're taking so long to get in. And what this means is that the retake is going to come through quickly and with a lot of power. Because everyone from Loud...
Hanno fatto un bel fake,
Sì, ma c'hanno 5 ultimate questi qua, ragazzi. Guarda adesso cosa gli combinano.
Exactly, yeah. I know the util's just far too much. Hunter's Fury from far away here. Rolling on top of it, tries to set it up. Colliding and collapsing, but those aren't really kills. Just dropping a player as well. And the ult from on top of it. Kalazine just running all the way forwards. Another bit of util in his hands, but his teammates are just watching the right angles, collecting up the kills of the fuse coming out. And they need to try and stop this one. Just can't get past less. Next line of defense.
Sta mangiando i...
The 11th round for Loud. Running away with us now. This is the series in their grasp.
E c'hanno ancora altre due ult. Caso quella di Viper.
We want to play offside. We want to avoid the breach ult and the Phoenix ult, and then we want to be able to fight back in. But they're too late. The timing is off. They weren't able to help their players.
Secondo me hanno sbagliato nella team comp. Minchia, ora qua.
We just saw 3 people kind of turtled up in B main with no way of being able to stop this diffuse.
C'è anche da dire che Tense non c'è 7 kill, dai, Tense, porco zio.
Ma secondo me è proprio il team che non tira. Qualcosa che manca. A parte lui che qualcosa manca. Prima hanno giocato decisamente bene, adesso li vedo proprio. Hanno scelto la mappa.
The thing is, too, now the KO ult is actually not hugely beneficial. It doesn't turn off Killjoy utility, Cypher trips, that kind of thing.
Eccolo, li sapevo.
Offloading the pit here. Ult was not
Ma
online
pushano
here.
l'ultimo di Viper veramente.
Sono fuori di testa.
How do they want to clear this one? Paranoia, drone potentially available to them.
Sono impazziti?
Into it, Zelsis has been dropped less. He's got a shorty in his hands. Adjustments, but only 2 bullets to really do the damage. And they're dropping all sorts of players. John QT gets the res up onto Zelsis, but it's just a second lease of life on him that's quickly ended. Second. So much util. Enough to just clear him all the way out. The flash is sent flying over the top. They don't want anything to do with this site.
Look how good the Phoenix wall even is there to threaten that they could be flooded in.
Non giocano qui. Quanti diversi da noi. Hanno pushato l'ultimo di Viper.
Ma di brutto anche.
Now just into mid, playing around. Only 30 seconds left. 2 year spots. Just one of the heads crossing over towards the A site. Sends out the smokes as well. All this delay and even buying time as well for this rotation.
Che sai come steppano come dei cavalli.
Breaking the window, just trying to run it forwards as well, but no trade in sight. 2 years. Seeking to reposition, he's playing with the rest of his team now. Maybe a plan to Naya with the nade, doesn't quite catch. Still, they have that player advantage, and Loud should be set up.
Che cazzo sta facendo so?
2 flashes, a stun. Loud get into position.
And here it is.
Ma che cazzo?
Stun's there. To account for 3
ma vedi che sono proprio spenti, cioè come fai a non uccidere uno?
Shottar didn't clean up the kill, but it's only just Sassy collecting it, not planning for them. Sadak defusing, sticking, knows his teammates have got it all the way through. He's got half, running backwards and forwards, half on it already. Oh,
guarda che roba.
Massacrati.
Ma il coach pensa di prendere un timeout o qualcosa perché...
ma forse non può più, vedi. No, ce l'è un altro.
No, ne hanno uno per round. Dovrà chiederlo almeno 3 round fa, Almeno 3 round fa, doveva dire. Minchia, ora che botta gli ha dato.
He's just brute force bulldozing his way through, trusting in his teammates to trade him out. And this is the thing that
hanno perso quello, non sono più confident, guarda.
Despite all of the swirling conversation about Aspas being gone, is that, dude, the rest of the players on this team are nuts.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about
outrageous, Les is outrageously talented.
With Loud, the amount of titles they came close to, the amount of titles they got, it wasn't just the Aspas show.
No.
Listen, he stole the spotlight, don't get me wrong, a lot of the times.
And he is amazing.
But the players on Loud, the rest of them, are just world-class caliber players. Through and through.
O si svegliano adesso,
Probably the most
sono...
consistent team we've ever had in
Però è
Valorant.
difficile attaccare con una com così.
Non hanno tanto tempo per svegliarsi. Senza contare che hanno tutti half scudo.
Barring, you know, a hiccup here or there like Copenhagen.
Vabbè, c'hanno la kill, secondo me sfrutteranno quello.
But SEN are pushing them. It looks
No,
winnable.
non gli manca una...
It really does.
Manca
This is a
uno,
clash
beh, prende la
between
ora.
top level teams. But there have just been, by the look of it,
Peccato,
too
volevo
many
vedere
questions
Sunset.
thrown at them with this
Anch'io.
unorthodox composition. And SEN are struggling to keep
Guarda
their
che
heads
salto con le
afloat.
sue line-up.
Treading water right now. This could be it. Slipping point for the map, for the series. Loud. In that driving seat. SEN flying. Sadak. Talk about unconventional. I mean, he's got the operator in his hand, but he's going to respect it when he hears his util being used.
Kawanzin's got a great stun line up here.
Porco Dio!
Who's expecting Sadak to
Bel
pick up
pick
the
di
orb?
operator, porca troia.
You just don't expect it.
Eh,
First kill for Loud.
no. Sono andati, dai.
Tiny angle,
Non
but
gioca più.
QCK just enough. Collects another. 3 players left to stand against this one. 3 players from SEN to try and stay alive in the series. They're being worked, pushed and pulled into all the places, and Loud are expecting it now. Paranoia in the hands of 2 years. Jump spot from Kawazine, waiting for the contact.
Troppo
Plays with a
forte.
flash over the top.
Li ho proprio
Sending
mangiati
the util,
vivi.
another kill claimed to stand. 40 seconds left, it's
Brutta
desperation.
partita, senti.
Contact plays through and through. Hunting for a kill.
And it looks like vindication
30 seconds left.
for Loud. Massive player advantage, a match point, the stun as well. Pressure onto Zelsis, time running low.
All the awareness in the world, 20 seconds, like you said, the time running low, close to the corner, it's only Zelsis. An impossibility to really do the most now. Spike in his hands, but players are quickly approaching his position, and all it takes is that. Loud take it 2-0.
Male, male.
Male, male.
Sadak securing the final kill. They could scream it from the rooftops, how dare you doubt me? Every single time. Sadak is the truth, he is the kingmaker. He can take all of these players